In a suit, the singer says Mr. Combs, known as Puff Daddy or Diddy, subjected her to a pattern of control abuse over a decade. Combs obviously vehemently denies these allegations. Now, I want to. I wouldn't be someone, and no matter what you think. First of all, me and Diddy, just to be clear, we got no beef, right? We zero have no beef, right? If he feels some type of way about me, I've always said niggas got to deal with that with the Lord. Okay, I don't have a problem with him, but I can see why he may not see eye to eye with me based on stuff I've said about his side chick. I get it. Okay, that is what it is. But beyond that, I have no issue with them. I have no biasness, so I'm gonna be calling this pretty fairly, or I'm gonna try to. Now, first and foremost, before I get into this is a civil suit, which means this is for money because and there is an open investigation. We don't know if it has to do with this, but if we're finding out this like pretty much what's this like almost 7 years later or 6 years later, some of these things you're hearing, number one, may not all be true, may also be exaggerated, or may just be fabricated in order to try to get someone to pay up before it gets to this point where it's now released to the media. Okay? A civil suit, like if somebody killed you, you don't just go sue them for money. You get them to go to jail. That's how it kind of happens. None of that, at least the jail part that we know of, kind of happened. We don't know if this, again, I'm going to show you later. There's a TMZ article that says the New York Police Department is actually investigating Diddy for some sexual assault allegations, but it's like some secret document. They don't know what it has to do with. Don't know if it has to do with Cassie. So I have to say that because I know a lot of times the allegation and accusation is louder than the retraction, and it's usually puts anybody, especially black men, in a position where even if people are lying on you, nobody cares about you clearing your name because they love the salacious fuckery. So let me put that out as a disclaimer. However, we're going to get into some of the salacious fuckery. All right? Here it is. So let me see. Let me check this out. Give me 1 second. Okay. So it says Sean Combs, the producer mogul who has been one of the most famous names in hip hop for decades, was sued in federal court on Thursday by Cassie, an R&B singer once signed to his label, who has accused him of rape and repeated physical violence or abuse over about a decade. In the suit filed in federal district court in Manhattan, she, whose name is real name Cassandra Ventura, who had been been Mr. Combs' romantic partner for a long time, says that not long after she met him in 2005. Okay, so let's think about these dates. She met him when she was 19. God damn, yo, Diddy worse than motherfucking Leonardo DiCaprio. Don't Leo wait till they 21? Diddy was catching him at 19, man. God damn. Not long after she met him in 2005, when she was 19, he began a pattern of control and abuse that included plying her with drugs, beating her, and forcing her to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes while he filmed the encounters. So essentially, they're saying Diddy was like the original sneaker. Okay, he must be on that cuck shit. He was allegedly forcing her to have sex with random men while he filmed. That's odd. Okay. In 2018, the suit says near the end of their relationship, damn, they had pretty much a 13-year relationship. Damn, that's a long time. Near the end of their relationship, Mr. Combs forced his way into her home and raped her. Wow. After years in silence and in darkness, Ms. Ventura said in a statement, "I am ready to tell my story and speak up on behalf of myself for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationship." In a response, a lawyer for Mr. Combs, Ben Braffman, this name sounds familiar. This is a high-powered lawyer right here. Says Mr. Combs vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. For the last 6 months, he's been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about the relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, she has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seeking a payday. The lawyer for Cassie says the parties had spoken before the lawsuits were filed, and he offered her
Get some.
8 figures to
Take that.
silence
Take that.
her. Damn, that means over $10 million and prevent the filing of the lawsuit. She rejected his efforts. I'm going to use some critical thinking as I'm reading along here, chat. So bear with me. You're suing for $30 million. But before you even filed the lawsuit, he offered you at least 10. And at least how this is said, you rejected his efforts. Like maybe you're trying to stand on business, like, yo, fuck the money. It's more about what you did to me. But there is a money amount on what you want for what he did to you. So clearly, like, did he probably offer maybe 10 to 15 million? She wanted 30. Hey, it is what it is. Cassie's case is the latest in a series of sexual assault civil lawsuits filed recently against prominent men in the industry, including against Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, the executive L.A. Reid, and Neil Portnow, the former head of the organization behind the Grammy Awards. Mr. Portnow has denied the accusation. Mr. Tyler and Mr.
Leave
Reid
me
have not
alone.
responded. Combs, who was on 54, founded Bad Boy in 1993, became one of the primary blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. This is him talking about his net worth. Supposed to be $1 billion. Last year, Forbes calculated his annual earnings to be $90 million, attributing that to largely to his former partnership with a liquor brand. Okay. Mr. Combs, who in his career has been variously been known as Puff Daddy, Diddy, Love, maybe the most famous music executive of his generation. But the suit depicts Mr. Combs as a violent person who, beyond repeatedly assaulting Cassie, asked her to carry his guns in her purse. No, that's normal shit. You gotta have your bitch carry your gun. What the fuck? That's a real nigga shit. That ain't no abuse. That's real nigga shit right there, people. Now I ain't saying, listen, I'm only speaking on that one thing. If Diddy asks Cassie to carry the blick in her purse, yeah, you supposed to be a bottom bitch. I'm worth $1 billion. You're worth $0. You're catching a gun charge, not me. Duh. That ain't no fucking abuse. That's real nigga shit. Okay, on that one count. Listen, I'm not sticking up for Diddy now. Chill. And the suit suggests he was responsible for blowing up the car of a rival suitor. God damn. This nigga thinking this is his godfather. In one incident, the suit says Mr. Combs dangled a friend of Cassie over a 17th floor hotel balcony. In naming additional defendants, court papers assert that the others who work with Mr. Combs helped him to control Miss Ventura, aka Cassie, at times by threatening her with retribution, like suppressing her music if she didn't obey his orders, or by helping to conceal his behavior. The suit, which names Diddy and a number of associated companies as defendants, seeks unspecified damages. Okay, so all right, so actually they haven't said how much they want in court. They haven't said how much. I guess Diddy's lawyers claiming it's $30 million because that's what they asked them for before they filed the lawsuit. According to Ms. Ventura's suit, she was swept into Mr. Combs' jet set lifestyle not long after meeting him and signing with Bad Boy, which released her debut album in 2006. But the suit says he soon began to assert an extraordinary level of command over her life. In addition to controlling her career, he paid for her car. Now, that sounds like a G. Again, I'm only commenting on that one thing. Him paying for her stuff is interesting. Now it's seen as control. Back then, it's probably seen as tricking, right? In addition to controlling her career, he paid for her car, apartments, and clothing. Ain't that what every girl want? For you to pay for their cars, clothes, makeup, and all that shit?
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, this is the invasive part. And even had access to her personal medical records. According to the suit, the results from the MRI scan she had for memory loss, oh shit, possibly caused by drug use or by a beating she says she suffered from Mr. Combs, it went directly to Mr. Combs. That's the result of the MRI scan. Mr. Combs also provided Cassie with copious amount of drugs, including ecstasy and ketamine, and urged her to take them, the suit says, and often became violent, beating her multiple times each year. The suit says Cassie never went to the police because she feared it would merely give Mr. Combs another excuse to hurt her. Okay. All right. Some people would say, well, why didn't you just leave? But, there's a cycle of abuse, right? In another incident, in Los Angeles in 2009, the suit says Diddy became enraged when she saw that Cassie was talking to another talent agent. then pushed her into the car and kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. According to the suit, Mr. Combs then had his staff bring her to the hotel room to recuperate for a week. She asked to go home to her parents, but Mr. Combs refused. The suit says that after seeing the violent repercussions of rejecting Mr. Combs and to the extent to which he would isolate her from her support network, Cassie felt that saying no would cost her something: her family, her friends, her career, or maybe even her life. And though she tried, so she did try. She tried to leave Mr. Combs. The suit says he sent his employees to lure her back. In one incident described in the court papers, Mr. Ventura says early 2012, he got so angry about her dating Kid Cudi. So were they together at the time? Or did they break up? I guess they were on and off, right? So he got so angry about her dating Kid Cudi that he said he would blow up the rapper's car. Around that time, the suit says, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Through a spokeswoman, Kid Cudi confirmed Cassie's account that he had a car that exploded. Since this is all true. A few years into Cassie's relationship with Diddy, the suit says he began coercing her to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism, in which she was directed to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes while Mr. Combs watched, masturbated, and took pictures and shot video. Gay! I ain't gonna lie, man. Yeah. Yo, you bring other niggas to fuck your bitch? That's some gay shit, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. I wish I knew. If you could masturbate to another nigga in your bitch, nigga, porn is one thing. Man. You bring another tough back Negro who's long dicking your bitch and you jerking off, nigga? Nah, something's up with that.
This nigga Diddy is wild.
I don't even think Adam 22 would do some shit like that, and he white. Or maybe what? I don't know. According to the suit, Diddy called these encounters freak-offs. Which involved costumes, like masquerade masks and lingerie. They continued for years, taking place at high-end hotels across the United States and Mr. Combs' homes. The suit says he instructed her to search the website of escort services to procure male sex workers.
Right,
drugs were supplied at these events, which Miss Ventura's suit says she took because they allowed her to disassociate during these horrific encounters. According to the suit, Cassie would delete these videos from the incident, from these incidents that have been shot on her phone. But Diddy told her he still had access to those videos, and on one flight, once made her watch a video she thought she deleted. The suit says as a result of these sexual encounters in different cities, she was a victim of sex trafficking. The suit accused Mr. Combs of sexual battery, sexual assault, and violations of New York City gender-motivated violence law.
I'm not playing.
The suit includes several accounts of her unsuccessful attempts to escape Mr. Combs' control. In one example, the suit says during a freak-off. God damn it, that sounds nasty. A freak-off. In a Los Angeles hotel in 2016, an intoxicated Mr. Combs punched Cassie in the face, giving her a black eye. He fell asleep and she tried to leave the room, but Mr. Combs woke up and followed her into the hallway, where he threw glass vases at her, sending glass shattering through the corridor. According to the court filing, the hotel security cameras captured the incident, but the suit says Mr. Combs paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage. The court filing says that in 2018, after Mr. Combs and Ms. Ventura met for dinner, he forced himself into her apartment and raped her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. After that, the suit said she left him for good. She then married Alex Fine, a personal trainer, the following year, and now has 2 young children. According to the complaint, her association with Bad Boy ended in 2019. Okay, her case, like others, recent sexual assault lawsuit, is being brought under the Adult Survivors Act, a New York law that allows people who say they were victims of sexual abuse to file civil suits after the statute of limitations have expired. The 1-year window to bring cases under this law ends next week. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I guess there's a statute of limitation, but this act makes the statute of limitations even longer. And I guess the window ended like next week or something like that. Okay, cool. The law is cited in Ms. Ventura's complaint, and in a statement, she addressed its importance. With the expiration of blah, blah, fast approaching, it became clear this was an opportunity to speak about the trauma I've experienced and that I will be recovering for the rest of my life. Okay, people. Well, you know we got a lawsuit. It's right here. It's right here. Okay. Now, before we get into this,
I have 5 on Rumble.
I will say this.
Couple on Twitch.
By the way, I want to be delicate with this because I do know that successful black men could be targeted of claims or accusations that, even if baseless, still hurts them. And I'm not sticking up for Diddy in the least, but understanding that I have to have some type of delicacy while discussing some of this. Now, some of these assertions I'm gonna even say doesn't mean it's true, but we are going to be making some assumptions here, people. Okay, just to be very clear. For example, I do think it's odd that in the last 2 to 3 years, I believe that Diddy has completely shifted his image. His image has gotten cleaned up a lot, right? You know, Diddy's kind of been known as that playboy type of guy, whatever. While yes, some of his, chauvinistic, bachelor attitudes, or like, him having multiple girls or a harem of girls still exist because people hear about it, know about it. His attitude towards women and people in general has changed, first and foremost. And these things are coming to mind. It doesn't mean what these accusations are saying is true. It doesn't mean they're false either. Diddy recently tried to get everybody to sign NDAs. That was odd. He said, I'll give y'all all back y'all publishing. By the way, a lot of people trying to get their publishing from him for a long time. Nobody could get it back. Randomly last year, hey, that was Diddy planning for this. That was Diddy planning for this. Diddy offered publishing and other things back to everybody as long as they signed an ironclad NDA.
Okay.
Why? I imagine Diddy foresaw a day where this would come out and other people with maybe similar stories would try to pile on and almost create an avalanche effect to where they did to Russell Simmons. You know, that nigga live in Bali. That nigga's meditating right now. Right now, nigga. Sitting Indian style nigga with that bald head of his, meditating right now, okay? They did it to L.A. Reid. They did it to a bunch of people. I could, if you guys don't remember the girl from Danity Kane talking about it, I could pull up her clip where she basically said, hey, I told all the other girls, do not sign this thing for the publishing because of this NDA thing, right? I could pull that up, but, just keep that in mind. Secondly, Diddy changed his name to Love. Now he's all about, I'm spreading love, peace, USA. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Diddy all of a sudden is the most peaceful nigga on earth, brother love. Third of all, even when talking about a side chick, which we all know Carisha is, Diddy seems very docile. No, she can get what she wants. No, it's Carisha, anything she wants. Like, which obviously I never thought that was his get down with women. I thought he kind of ran an ironclad show, and if these bitches get out of line, you know what I mean? So when I saw him talk about Carisha like that, I'm like, okay, maybe this nigga is really, he's just a lover boy that is like just mad giving. But you could probably use all three of those things I mentioned to say that's Diddy cognizantly trying to change his image, especially as it resulted or had to do with women in the last few years. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay. So let's go through this lawsuit a little bit. And I might have to jump around to like some other things that could kind of give us some context. But one of them will be this. Salute to Vlad TV, but Young Jock spoke about the relationship of Diddy and Cassie. And Actually, let me just play from the source. Let's go to Vlad's page.
Source it out.
Young Jock. You know, Vlad gonna do a flashback with this. Young Jock, Diddy, Cassie. Let's see. Right here.
I always tell this story, nigga. I took my wife to Miami for her birthday, my ex-wife. I rented this big motherfucking, big 80-foot yacht. You know what I'm saying? We on that motherfucker drinking some rock. I hit Puff. I'm like, yo, I'm in Miami. I'm on the yacht. I'm about to come past y'all. Nigga said, pull up, nigga. Me and Cassie, we just laying around. We ain't doing nothing. We chilling. I said, I'm gonna pull up. Nigga, I pulled up, docked to that nigga house, got off, went in there, fucked with the nigga, got on the jet skis, went and kicked him for about 2 hours. When it was time to leave, he's like, nigga, what y'all doing tonight? Bring your wife, let's go out. I like, bet. So me and Puff talking, we kicking it. I'll never forget this. I pulled back up, Puff like, get in a Jeep with me, nigga. He like, nigga, you need to get you some of these Jeeps right here. And nigga, get you a Jeep like this when you come to Miami, nigga, we can mob like this. I'm like, yeah, this the move. So we riding to the club, bumping Biggie. I'm like, nigga, this high. I'm like, I ain't never really get the opportunity to just be with Puff like nigga, me and you, he never overshadowed me, but we never got a chance to just be together. It was here and there, moments in time. But like how that moment was, I was like, he's like, shit feel right, nigga. We need to be like Mob. And I'm like, yeah, nigga. So I never forget, we pull up to fucking Live, nigga. When we get to Live, nigga, Young Bird, well, Hitmaker. I think it was like
AKA Hitmaker.
Hitmaker. I think it was like Hit Boy or something. It was another producer. I can't remember. These niggas had these whistles. So they throw Puff a whistle. Puff like, you. I was like, I don't even know what that whistle shit mean. I'm cool. I don't do whistles. And I never forget Hit Rock was there. Hit Rock was like, boy, it's finna be live.
Boy, you blow that whistle, it's finna be a party in here.
Never forget this shit. We go in the club, we kicking it, shit. I'm like, damn, this what's up. The nigga Puff is on the goddamn, he on the shit, the bar where everybody perform at in front of the DJ and shit. And he going crazy. This bitch lit. You remember Scarface when that white woman was coming down the escalator? Yeah. He was in that man's house and he saw that man's wife and was like this. I was watching Puff. The nigga Puff was looking up there. He saw this white woman. It was bottles on bottles on bottles around her. It was lit. Puff jumped out. Me and Cassie sitting next to each other. My wife right here, Cassie right here. The nigga jumped off the bar, came over and said, yo, Cassie, tomorrow, I want you to shave the side of your head. And I was like,
right?
I'm like, what the fuck kind of request is that? Like, so when I'm like, what the fuck? So when I look up there, this white woman's side of her head was shaved, my nigga. And the bitch looked good with it. So I was looking at Cassie, I was like, well, I was like, you're not about to do that, are you? She said, well, I mean, whatever Sean wants, I'm gonna do. I was like, well, you make sure you send me a picture before you do that shit. So within like 2-3 days, she sent me a picture. I'm like, she done shaved her motherfucking head. I'm like, that shit look good. When that shit hit the internet, boom.
She started a whole trend, man.
A whole trend, and I watched it happen.
She started a whole
So I got so many moments and stories.
Now, Jock told the story a while ago, but in context, you can tell that Cassie just clearly just one of the pieces, nigga. Now, I'm gonna connect a few things that may be related or maybe not. Now, if you guys don't know, this ain't the first lawsuit that's kind of like hinted to some kind of weird personal behavior with Diddy. There was a chef that sued Diddy before. Chef sues Diddy, okay? By the way, they settled that lawsuit, but it did go public. And let's see if we could read into that. Diddy ex-chef sued. Oh my God, they're hating on me now. They said we got the ad blocker. They don't like it. All right, fuck it. Oh, I can just disable it. Here we go. Sorry. Disable it on the site. Give me 1 second. And yes, we are going to read the lawsuit. Don't you worry about it. Where we go? Okay. All right. I'm trying to get the. Okay. Here it is. Okay. In her lawsuit, blah, 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 against Diddy was 47 at the time. She alleged she would work long hours, blah, blah, blah. Okay. That's not the crazy part. She alleged she was exposed to harassment in a hostile work environment. Example, in 2015, she arrived late because blah, blah. He was present with house guest Gina, and he yelled at her and then asked, can't you see I have company? Okay, that's not that crazy. Then, okay. She said that when she finished making breakfast, she brought the food to Diddy's bedroom and knocked first, then entered to set up the meal. Upon entering, I noticed Mr. Combs and his guests indisposed and engaged in sexual activity. She also claimed that in 2015, Diddy's manager commented on the size of her lips, and he and one of her bosses asked a number of sexual-oriented questions. She says one of the bosses told her to sign a confidentiality agreement and whatever. Okay. I thought there was some more shit where she was like, yo, Diddy pulled his dick out or some shit like that. Like, just whip that bitch out when she was setting up the food. Maybe I can find a better. Oh, yeah. The chef said that Diddy asked her to serve him snacks while he had sex. Okay, good. I will just use the TMZ article. Thank you. All right. Yeah, Diddy had his personal chef whip up meals right after he had sex and wasn't shy about showing off his manhood when she entered the room. The documents obtained by TMZ, she was regularly summoned to serve Diddy and his guests while they were engaged in or immediately following sexual activity. She says at least on one occasion, Diddy was still naked when she entered the room and asked if she liked what she saw. The suit makes it seem like Diddy was recreating Caligula in his LA mansion. She says another time, one of his buddies approached her in the kitchen while he was nude, and asked her to check out his dick. She says she complained about sexual harassment to Diddy's assistant, and as a result was set up by another staffer to make it look like she had stolen one of his watches. According to the suit, she was fired with a string attached. If she signed an exit agreement, waiving all the rights to sue Diddy, she wouldn't be prosecuted. She said she refused to sign and was terminated a year ago. Okay, so Diddy's kind of notorious for these NDAs or whatever going on. But okay, let's go back. So here's the lawsuit, and we're gonna kind of break all of this shit down. Okay, so let's start. This is some preliminary statements. Defendant Diddy is a rapper and record executive, popularly known by the names Diddy, Puff Daddy, or P. Diddy. Came into fame. Okay, we all know that. It says the truth, however, is that Cassie was held down by Diddy and endured over a decade of his violent behavior and disturbed demands. From Miss Ventura, the dark times were those she spent trapped by Mr. Combs in a cycle of abuse, violence, and sex trafficking, among other violent, unlawful acts. He raped her in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, beat, kicked, stomped on her, resulting in bruises, black eyes, burst lips, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after learning that he was romantically interested in her. Forced her to engage in sexual acts with male sex workers while masturbating and filming the encounters. Ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive whom he learned was nearby. Yo, Diddy was chasing niggas with guns? Demanded Miss Ventura to carry a gun in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduce her to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol, substance abuse, and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. Miss Ventura met him in 2005. She was 19. Okay, cool. I want to get to some more information that wasn't in the LA Times article that we read. Throughout the relationship, he was prone to uncontrollable rage and frequently beat her savagely. These beatings were witnessed by his staff and employees of Bad Boy Entertainment and Mr. Combs related businesses. Now, here's the interesting part, And let's start connecting a few dots. There, for what we know, there hasn't been any criminal complaints thus far about any of this behavior. Allegedly, everybody who came in the bad boy system then left the bad boy system as employees all signed NDAs, which means they have to shut the fuck up. They probably got a little bonus, but they cannot speak up, write a book, nothing of the sort to disparage Mr. Combs. Now, this is why there's an interesting thing happening, right? And let's go back to TMZ. If you go to TMZ, there's a new article up there that says Diddy is a subject of a NYPD criminal investigation, and it apparently involves sexual assault. Let's read this real quick. By the way, this was printed today at, it looks like 9 p.m. Okay? Look, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Diddy is the subject of a secret NYPD investigation, and although it's unclear if his ex, Cassie, made the criminal complaint, there's strong evidence it involves sexual assault. They tell TMZ there's an open case with the name Sean Combs. We're told it's an active case. Active, okay? So it's not something that was clear. But the case file has been locked, which means it's a sensitive case where access is restricted. As we reported, Cassie has filed an explosive federal lawsuit which alleges rape and human trafficking, among other accusations. We inquired about the case at NYPD, and they respond with a statement. The NYPD takes sexual assault and rape case extremely serious and urges anyone who has been a victim to file a police report so we can perform a comprehensive investigation and offer support and services to survivors. It was seen based on the statement, not only is this a sexual assault case, but the NYPD is actively looking for other alleged victims. They might be trying to Harvey Weinstein this thing, like, which means let's get all the people he done fucked with, get them on one big, like, you know what I mean, criminal complaint and sink this thing. We contacted other law enforcement in numerous jurisdictions Cassie mentions in her complaint, including Miami, Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, and at every juncture, we got the same reply. No police report has been filed as it pertains to Cassie or Diddy, and no investigation has been launched. Now, that's interesting. I don't know if those police precincts would be at liberty to discuss that with the media, like TMZ, even though TMZ is pretty like crafty with getting sources. But here's the thing. I think Los Angeles is pretty much where a lot of people claim the fuckery with Diddy happened. Like, he had this LA mansion and it was a freak fest, you know what I mean? Like, he was bringing people in from LA to fuck the girls. Yo, look how beautiful Cassie is. Yo, niggas be sick, bro. Like, again, I don't know if I believe all this shit, you know. Again, this is he said, she said at this point. Obviously, you're going to have to take a personal opinion if you want to believe it or not. But look how beautiful this girl is. Why would you want another nigga to fuck your bitch? Like, this shit like be boggling my mind. Why the hell would you be like, yo, me fucking her is not enough? I need to see 5 other niggas fucking her. What the fuck is that? Anyway, cool. Now, here's why I think this is a little bit interesting. I believe this is a little bit interesting that there is a criminal investigation happening now, because I think that's the only thing that could go around all these NDAs that Diddy has allegedly had so many people sign. Because in an NDA, people would be under the pressure of Diddy suing them or something else happening to them because they signed this shut up clause, which is the NDA. However, if it's a criminal investigation and whatever they have to say is going to be important to said criminal investigation, they're good. So I'm wondering if they kind of open this up, right, to kind of lure other people out who may have been silenced by NDAs and other things. You get what I'm saying? So I do believe that this NYPD case is probably hoping to, you know, flush out the rest of the victims. You get what I mean? Somebody said she said he had sex with dudes. Well, we'll see, because we're reading the lawsuit. But I'm only bringing this up because you're going to keep hearing NDAs. And the only thing, or one of the things that usually helps alleviates people shutting up because of an NDA is a investigation by the police, right? Okay, here we go. Yeah. So the beatings. So again, for example, if the beatings were witnessed by, if the beatings were witnessed by Mr. Combs' staff and employees of Bad Boy Entertainment, that means they're witnesses, right? But of course, they all have NDAs. So now that the investigation has been opened up, these people could speak at liberty to the cops. Like, yeah, I seen them beat her ass, or I seen them, do whatever. They said no one would speak up against their frightened and ferocious boss. Following these episodes of horrific abuse, he would immediately attempt to hide her and hide evidence of his violent rage. He often showered her with gifts following the incidents, a typical pattern of behavior by serial abusers. In addition to the physical assaults, he frequently reminded her of his ability to cause serious harm, whether by requiring her to carry his gun in her purse, or by blowing up the car of a musician that was romantically interested in her. At an insult to injury, he used illegal substances and threats of violence to force her into repeated unwanted sexual encounters with male sex workers. Over the years, Diddy abused her physically and sexually. She again tried to escape. Every time she hid, his vast network of corporations and affiliated entities found her, and for those who worked for Mr. Combs' companies, implored her to return to him. Many went as far to implicitly state that her failure to return would hinder her success in the entertainment industry. When she finally believed she separated from her longtime abuser, she joined Mr. Combs for dinner, after which if you were trying to get away from him for so long, why would you join the nigga for dinner? Okay, whatever. She joined him for dinner, after which he forced her into her home. Okay, so he forced her into her home and then raped her while she repeatedly said no and pushed him away. She's not fully escaped him, but the harm of the assault will last forever. Okay, all right, cool. All right, there's the parties. So defendant Sean Combs, that's Diddy. Bad Boy Entertainment's being sued. Bad Boy Records LLC is being sued. Epic Records is being sued. Okay. Combs Enterprises is being sued. By the way, the liquor brand that Diddy has falls up under here. So all the money that Diddy got from Ciroc or De Leon comes through here, this company. Okay. His music money comes through here. And I think this is a subsidiary of Bad Boy Entertainment, to be honest. Yeah. Okay. And defendant Doe corporations 1 to 10 are other corporations and entities affiliated and associated with Mr. Combs or the defendant's corporations. Okay, cool. And some were employees. At all relevant times, they were employees of the plaintiff. Okay, cool. All right. So factual allegations. Let's do this. Cassie met him in late 2005 or early 2006 after he heard her first single played at a club, and he expressed interest in signing her to his label. At the time, she was 19. He was 37. Okay. Is that odd or is that like normal? Okay. Within months, in February 2006, she signed a 10-album deal? What the fuck? Yeah, he was definitely gonna fuck her. If you sign somebody to a 10-album deal, that means, nigga, you ain't never gonna be free. Yeah, he was definitely gonna fuck. Nigga, you basically signed her for the rest of her life. Like, I don't know if you know how they usually schedule albums, but when you hear 10-album deal, at minimum, it's 10 years. Because they usually call an album like a term or whatever the case is, and they usually put it into writing that you're only allowed to drop one per year, at minimum. Back in the day, sometimes they might say one every 2 years, right? Which, again, you put a time limit on that and extrapolate it. At minimum, he signed her at 19. She wasn't going to be free till she was 30, right? Her first album, Cassie, was released 2006, debuting at number 4 on the US Billboard. Now, this is probably the power of Diddy as well. Diddy is such a great promoter, and also like he has such a huge stake in the music industry that shit, of course you would want to sign to Diddy, because if Diddy really wants your shit to go, your shit is gonna go. To promote the album, she made appearances on MTV Total TRL, BET 106 & Park. She suffered from significant performance anxiety during these appearances, and press outlets were highly critical of her performances on this show. He sought to rehabilitate his newly signed talent, telling MTV, "You can hear the nervousness in her voice." And to be honest with you, I kind of smiled at it because it made me really appreciate what I love about her. She's a regular person. It just made me appreciate that she got nervous. It was kind of cute to me. To be honest, you got to understand that success for her is coming out of nowhere. It's so huge, and sometimes everybody handles it differently. While clearly paternalistic in noting that it was cute to him how regular Miss Ventura appeared, his comments rang true to some extent. Upon signing the bad boy, Cassie was quickly thrusted in the spotlight and was unfamiliar with how to navigate her new celebrity status. His recognition and glorification of Cassie's naivete proved to set the groundwork for his manipulative and coercive romantic and sexual relationship with Miss Ventura, a woman who was 2 decades his junior. Within a year of signing to Bad Boy Records, he became deeply entrenched in her life, almost immediately asserting possession and control over her, and inserting himself into all aspects of her career and personal life. In 2006, he invited her to perform his song "Come to Me" along with him at the MTV Europe Music Awards in Copenhagen, Denmark. After rehearsal for the performance, he walked around in a robe with a drink in his hand, flaunting his lavish party lifestyle to his label's newly signed artists. During hair and makeup leading to the performance, Cassie's hairstylist and Mr. Combs' makeup artist told Cassie that Mr. Combs was interested in her. She shrugged off the gossip and, in fact, expressed disgust given the large age gap between her and the president of her record label, emphasizing the age and power dynamic. Early in their working relationship, Diddy positioned himself as a father figure and a protector of Mrs. Ventura. By way of example, after returning to New York after a trip to Las Vegas, during which she endured a brief hospital stay, Cassie, who by then was fully healthy, went out to a club with her friends. When Mr. Combs saw her out, he reprimanded her, telling her to go home and take care of herself. At the time, Cassie thought that the record label was looking out for her well-being and that Diddy had her best interests in mind. Diddy also ensured he was intertwined with Cassie's personal and social life, for instance, by inviting himself to Cassie's 21st birthday party. That means Diddy was 40 at his girl's 21st birthday party? Is that odd? You 40, she 30, is she 21? Okay. He also brought along famous musicians and producers, thereby flaunting his celebrity status and influence in front of a young and impressionable Cassie. Although Mr. Combs knew that Cassie was in a relationship. Oh, she was. Damn, that's Mr. Take Your Bitch for real. Although Diddy knew that Cassie was in a relationship at the time, and even though he was publicly in a relationship with Kim Porter. Oh, damn, he was with Kim Porter now. He nevertheless pursued Cassie. An after party in a hotel suite following Cassie's 21st birthday party, Diddy pulled Cassie into a bathroom and forcibly kissed her. Cassie did not consent to this unwanted contact. She immediately ran out of the bathroom and the hotel suite and cried. She even told her best friend at the time about what happened, but was too scared to tell anyone else. At the Music Video Awards, Cassie's boyfriend at the time joined her and Diddy at the table at the awards ceremony. Diddy became angry, telling Cassie that the invitation to the awards ceremony was only for her, not for her significant other. Despite her clear rejection of Diddy's advances, Diddy continued to demand her spend time with him, including the weekend at Mr. Combs' residence in Miami and for nights out in New York City. At one particular time around September 2007, Mr. Combs insisted on taking her out. Cassie acquiesced. She was down. Fearing that rejecting Diddy's request would have repercussions for her album deal with Diddy and his company Bad Boy Records. Diddy picked her up from the Manhattan apartment in a blue luxury vehicle Damn, she got good memory. Blue? Okay. She was surprised when she got in the car. DIDDY was already inebriated. He handed her a pill and told her to take it. And when Ms. Ventura asked what the pill was, DIDDY dismissed her and said she would like it. She later learned the pill was ecstasy, something that Cassie had never before tried and did not want to try. This was the first time DIDDY had gotten Cassie high. DIDDY then proceeded to drive recklessly at a high rate of speed down the West Side Highway of Manhattan. She was very scared, but she didn't dare object to DIDDY, who appeared drunk, high, and agitated. DIDDY took her to an upscale lounge in downtown Manhattan, where he proceeded to get into an altercation with the security staff, who would not permit DIDDY to enter, presumably because he was belligerent. Cassie decided to go home, but for the remainder of the night, DIDDY messaged her incessantly, complaining that he left him high and alone. Okay, that's a typo. What type of lawyer she got? This is a typo right here. It got to be she, that she left him high and alone. Okay. In early fall 2007, DIDDY flexed his power and influence when he paid a promoter to create a fake flyer for a party hosted by Cassie. The fake posting allowed Cassie to have an excuse to go to Miami, Florida, and get away from her boyfriend by using the guise of a legitimate event she had to attend. She was stunned at how easily DIDDY was able to recruit others to lie for him. Cassie was uncomfortable with the fake flyer, but because the request to go to Miami was made by the owner of the record label, and because she was scared to go against his wishes and face repercussions for her nascent career, Cassie agreed to join Mr. Combs in Florida. During this trip, Mr. Combs provided Cassie with copious amount of drugs. She became more intoxicated than ever before. Her intoxication lasted throughout the weekend trip. As she wanted Mr. Combs to continue to support her career, she felt she could not refuse Mr. Combs urging her to take more drugs. After providing her with drugs, Mr. Combs had sexual intercourse with Ventura during this trip. So they're saying this is the first time he fucked. Within 2 years of meeting Combs, Cassie found herself lured into the immediate circle of her boss, the owner of her record label and the most powerful man in the music industry. From the very start of the relationship, DIDDY exerted his power over Cassie. The dynamic was fueled by their near 20-year age difference, as well as their relative positions in the music industry, with DIDDY considered a music mogul and Cassie at the very start of her career as their entertainer. Mr. Combs aggressively demanded an approach. DIDDY's aggressive and demanding approach to those who he had worked with made it impossible for anyone to challenge him. And Cassie soon learned that DIDDY insisted on blind loyalty from anyone in his inner circle. Although Cassie had saved up some earnings from her young modeling career, DIDDY's ostentatious display of wealth was intimidating to her. DIDDY paid for things with wads of cash and would repeatedly tell Cassie, "Don't worry about money, I got money." DIDDY expensed lavish vacation for him and her, purchased a car for her, paid for an apartment, and provided her with extensive amounts of designer clothing. Around 2008 to 2009, he began to rent an apartment in Manhattan for Ms. Ventura. The apartment was within walking distance of Mr. Combs' New York residence. He first showed Cassie the apartment by bringing her there along with her parents. Ms. Ventura's parents were skeptical of the mogul's display of wealth, but proud of their daughter's newfound success. Around 2010, DIDDY similarly paid for an apartment for Ms. Ventura in Los Angeles, which was located about 5 minutes away from Mr. Combs' residence. He paid for many of her apartments in California and also purchased a Jaguar for her around 2013 or 2014. In all aspects of Cassie's life were controlled either by Mr. Combs or his management companies. Every event she went to, from travel to the makeup to the clothing, was paid for directly by Mr. Combs or affiliated companies. Compounding this all-encompassing intrusion into her life, Mr. Combs secured his control over a young and impressionable Cassie by introducing her to a drug-fueled lifestyle that kept her complacent and compliant. She first introduced Miss Ventura to opiates around 2008 and would often have pills out in the open like candy. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs had been addicted to prescription painkillers and took ecstasy frequently. Okay, so Diddy was addicted to painkillers and ecstasy. Okay. At first, Cassie was given the prescription that Mr. Combs received from a doctor in Miami. Eventually, Diddy exhausted his supplies of pills, and he demanded that Cassie procure prescriptions from this Miami doctor in her own name. Diddy also became deeply involved in her personal life, with his personal staff attending to her day-to-day travel and other needs, including medical care. On multiple occasions, he had her personal medical records sent directly to his email address. For example, when she started experiencing memory loss, potentially to the extent excessive drug use or the head injuries caused by Mr. Combs' beating. As described below, her MRI results were provided directly to Mr. Combs. Mr. Combs repeatedly arranged for his staff to drive her to certain doctor appointments. In this way, Mr. Combs exerted ownership over Ms. Ventura. As another example of the ways that he manipulated her and ensured obedience early on in the relationship, he asked her what she called her grandfather. When Cassie said that she referred to her grandfather as Pop Pop, Diddy perversely insisted that Cassie referred to him with that same nickname. What the fuck? Let me read this again. When Cassie said she referred to her grandfather as Pop Pop, Diddy perversely insisted that Cassie referred to him with the same nickname. Okay. What started as a whirlwind of celebrity memes and drug and alcohol-fueled parties, however, quickly turned frightening and violent. She was exposed to intense violence that pervaded Diddy's rise to fame. For example, on one occasion, Diddy and Cassie were using drugs together in his home. One of his security banged and announced that Suge Knight, oh shit, a longtime rival of Mr. Combs, was spotted at Mel's Drive-In Diner in Los Angeles. Mr. Combs began to get dressed, retrieved multiple guns from a safe, ran out of his home to where he believed Mr. Knight was dining. Cassie became terrified and began to cry. On at least 2 occasions, Diddy demanded that Ms. Ventura hold Diddy's gun in her purse. Cassie had no familiarity with guns, and she was petrified that the firearm would accidentally go off in her purse. There was no clear reason why Mr. Combs required her to hold his guns, except to reinforce to his young girlfriend that he was violent, powerful, and dangerous. Over the next decade, multiple times each year, Diddy would violently beat her, leaving bruises on her body, and after every instance in which he beat Cassie, Diddy used his money and power to orchestrate extensive efforts to hide his evidence of abuse, including by hiding Miss Ventura in a hotel for days at a time to let her bruises heal. In one such instance, after a party with Jay-Z, Mr. Combs beat her ass repeatedly to escalate by kicking her and hitting her. He forced her out of the vehicle on 5th Avenue in New York City. She was eventually able to hail a cab to get to her apartment in Manhattan, where she cried in fear, realizing that there was no one she could tell about what happened at the hands of this incredible, powerful man. She spent the subsequent 3 days hiding in an apartment. In January 2009, after Mr. Combs learned that Miss Ventura had spoken to another music manager at a party in LA, he became enraged. She had hoped speaking to this manager would allow her to further grow her career and that Diddy would be happy for her, but instead he became extremely angry and pulled her out of the club where the party was taking place. In the car leaving the club, he beat her ass, pushed her into the corner of the vehicle, and giving her the Little Reese 300 combo and a goddamn 8-town stomp. Mr. Combs' security staff, Roger Bonds, tried to stop the beating, but was unable to de-escalate the situation. When the car arrived at Mr. Combs' residence, Cassie attempted to run away, but Diddy followed her and proceeded to kick her in the face. Goddamn. Cassie was bleeding profusely and was ushered into Diddy's crib, where she began to throw up from the violent assault. Upon recognizing the damage he had done, the physical evidence of the abuse, he panicked, forcing his staff to bring her to a hotel suite at the London Hotel in Los Angeles. Damn, he really met her ass at the London, huh? It's not funny. Where she was required to stay for a week. During the stay, as her injuries healed from the beating, she finally realized that Mr. Combs' tremendous loyal network not only knew about and witnessed the assault, but also that these witnesses were not willing to do anything meaningful to stop Mr. Combs' behavior. She recognized she was powerless, and reporting Mr. Combs to authorities would not alter his status or influence, would not alter Diddy's status or influence, but would merely give him another excuse to hurt her. Okay, while in the hotel, she asked to go home to her parents, but Diddy wouldn't allow her. She lied to her mother when asked about online gossip that reported the assault. She proceeded to Diddy proceeded to instruct his assistant to purchase excessive amount of gifts for her, which was delivered to the hotel room where she remained trapped. She was terrified, isolated, unable to see the pathway out of the abusive hold that Diddy had on her life. She found herself becoming numb to the abuse she was experiencing and became entirely beholden to Diddy's demands. She began to blindly follow his instructions out of fear of getting the 300 combo by Little Reese. Actually, no, my brother Love. By Diddy's own admission, his relationship with Cassie was like Bobby and Whitney, Ike and Tina, Blueface and Krishan Rock. A clear acknowledgement of the unequal power dynamic and excessive domestic violence that permeated their relationship. From the outside looking in, Cassie and others had referred to her relationship with Diddy like Ike and Tina, Blueface and Krishan, not gonna lie. Her volatile and abusive partner, who also owned the label and therefore held her future success in his hand, had fully exerted control over every aspect of her life. Wow, he forced her into sex trafficking. Oh, this is about to be the tea right here. This is about to be the tea. I ain't gonna lie to you. Within a few months of beginning the romantic relationship with the 40-year-old Combs, the 22-year-old Miss Ventura felt beholden to his whims and demands. While in New York City, Diddy told Cassie that he wanted to engage in a fantasy called voyeurism. Let me Google this real quick, chat. We got to figure out what's going on. Voyeurism, sex. Hold on. Oh, okay, he's saying probably like a fucking dick or something like that. Voyeurism is a sexual interest or practice of watching other people engage. Oh, so it's one of those things where people are fucking, but you're in the room. Okay, so it's like rather than. Oh, okay, so you're voyeuristically enjoying it. So it's like watching porn, but watching real porn. Let me click on this shit real quick. Hopefully it'll bring some actual porn on my fucking screen. I can't show that. The term comes from the French word voyeur, which means to see. A male voyeur is commonly labeled as a peeping Tom or Jax, which a term which originates from the, I can't show this part because it's a naked nigga, pause, on the right side. It's Wikipedia though. Which originates from the lady Godiva. Is it Godiva or Godiva? Legend. However, the term is usually applied to a male who observes someone secretly and generally not in the public space. The American Psychiatric Association has classified certain voyeuristic fantasies, urges, and patterns, behavior patterns as a paraphilia in the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual if the person has acted on these urges, or the sexual urges or fantasies has caused marked distress or interpersonal difficulty. Oh. Wow. I can show this part. Gender differences. Research shows that almost all, whatever, voyeurism is more common in men than women. However, research has found that men and women both report roughly the same likelihood that they would hypothetically engage in it. There appears to be a greater gender difference when actually presented with the opportunity to perform it. There's very little research done on voyeurism in women, so little is known on the subject, which limits the degree to which they could generalize to normal female population. In 2021, a study found that 36.4% of men and 63.8% of women were strongly repulsed by the idea. I think that's a lie. Women will lie about that shit. Like, but essentially, I guess they're saying damn near 60% of dudes are maybe not want to do it, but they're open to the idea or they're not repulsed by it. Men were more likely to be mildly or moderately aroused than women. But there was little gender difference among those who reported strong arousals. Okay, whatever. All right, cool. All right, we get it. Let's get back to this shit, chat. Okay, cool. So that's what Diddy's into. Cool. Now, here's the thing. Is he jerking off at the idea of sex? Is he jerking off looking at Cassie? Or he's watching Jason Love long dick Cassie and he's jerking off at Jason Love? We got to figure that out, man. Brother love. We got to figure this out. The first time, Diddy hired a man and brought the man to his home in Los Angeles. The man, Diddy, and Cassie wore masquerade masks. And ingested drugs. Diddy directed Cassie to perform sexual acts with the man while Diddy watched them. He masturbated while he directed Cassie and the man to do specific sexual acts. The encounter lasted multiple days. What the fuck? Nigga, how horny you gotta be to fuck for days? That nigga must have been on a Cialis pill. That boy Diddy was on a Blue Chew. That nigga must have been on the honey pack. What the fuck? Mr. Combs began to call the arrangement a freak off or a FO. He would repeatedly tell Cassie at random moments he wanted to do a FO. And Cassie was eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of male sex workers. At certain times during Cassie's and Diddy's relationship, he would insist on a weekly freak off. He would repeatedly tell Cassie that this practice was our thing and our secret. The FO would often take place in hotel suites, including the Trump International. I'm at the Trump International, ask for me. Damn. Okay. In Columbus Circle, L'Hermitage, Beverly Hills, the London in LA, the Intercontinental in Century City, the Intercontinental Atlanta, and the Intercontinental New York City, the One Hotel in New York, and in Miami, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in New York, and in Miami, the Fontainebleau Miami, the Beverly Hills Hotel, and the Shutters on the beach in Los Angeles. On one occasion, around 2013, Mr. Combs had a freak-off set up at the Intercontinental Hotel in New York City, after which he was charged with tens of thousands of dollars for damages by the hotel. Upon the information and belief that Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Tony Fletcher, paid the invoice charged by the hotel. Cassie was eventually instructed to use websites and escort services to find male sex workers to perform the FOs. Mr. Combs told Mrs. Ventura to search for large, what the fuck, Diddy? Is this a party? Mr. Combs told Cassie to search for large black penises? Shrekky? Yo, chat. I'm still pussy for not showing up to that party in London. He already, listen, are we reading the same document? First of all, Diddy and London. You hear what these things was going down? Meet me at the London. I don't want to meet Diddy in the London Hotel, in London Bridge. Nothing with London in it, nigga. I'm sorry, okay? We ain't meeting nothing with a London in it, nigga. Nothing, okay? Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, over the last 2 weeks, nigga, I'm about to start walking around with a fucking diaper. One gay nigga threatened to rape me, and Diddy's trying to bring me to the London. Fuck out of here. What's going on, man? Listen, protect Axe Anus. Real talk, though. Real talk. Something going on up in this industry. I ain't gonna lie. All right. He told her to search for black penises on the website. Big ones. Sometimes Diddy would pay to fly male sex workers to his location, including to multiple cities in the United States as well as abroad. He would require Cassie and his staff to help him make these arrangements. Mr. Combs' assistants would help set up the freak-offs, including setting up the hotel suites with baby oil and Astroglide. God damn. This nigga Diddy had a fucking slip and slide made of lube in his goddamn bedroom. You might fuck around and slip and fall on a dick. Mr. Combs always supplied Mrs. Ventura, aka Cassie, and the sex workers with copious amount of drugs before and during the freak-offs. Cassie was given ecstasy, cocaine, GHB. Chat, what's that? What's that? Y'all fiends, what is that? What's GHB? Ketamine, marijuana, and alcohol in excessive amounts during the freak-offs, which allowed her to associate with these horrific encounters. It became commonplace to get IV fluids in the days after a freak-off to recover from the excessive substances pushed upon her. Hold up. I know I seen Diddy with a fucking IV in before. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me this was after a freak-off. Oh. My boy went so hard during the freak-off, he's walking around with the IV. Oh. The freak-off. This nigga still moving like he the freak-off, huh? Bad boy, take that. Oh no. No way, Diddy. Not the IV. Fuck. IV treatment. Nah, this shit is crazy. Yeah, I'm about to apologize to Diddy, man. I don't want no smoke with this nigga. The fuck? Bro, I must leave that there. Okay. So it was commonplace to get an IV after the freak-off. Cassie was required to dress up in lingerie for a freak-off, and Diddy insisted she wear white nail polish to contrast her nails with the skin of the black men he hired to pipe her down. During the freak-off, he would instruct Cassie to pour excessive amount of oil over herself. He would then instruct Cassie and the sex workers to speak to each other, and then would specifically tell Cassie where to touch the sex workers. He would say things like, "Bitch, grab that big black dick." What the fuck? Diddy! You hear this shit? And ask her while she was getting pummeled and donkey fucked, how does it feel? Sound like Diddy wanted to get bent over himself. Shreddy? As he directed her to perform for him during a freak-off. In addition to directing Cassie and masturbating. Oh shit, this nigga's like an ambidextrous nigga. He pointing, hey yo, grab that big dick. He whacking off at it. This nigga's like multitasking. He whacking off and he directing the porno. Same time. Holy. Diddy would use his laptop, his phone, and his tablet to film. God damn it. This nigga filming with 3 devices at once. Yo. If y'all niggas ever got in Diddy's iCloud, y'all niggas would probably find some shit. Y'all find that nigga doing the Harlem Shake right before Tupac got shot. Y'all find him having an orgy with like all the top black men in the industry. You find him with like 10 niggas lined up to pipe Cassie out, and he over there saying, "Yo, nah, grab his balls, Playboy, grab his balls." Oh shit, this is crazy. To film Cassie while she has sex. To film Cassie having sex with the hired sex workers, he treated the forced encounter as a personal art project, adjusting the candles for lighting and to frame the videos he took. While Cassie quickly deleted any photographs or videos of the sex acts if they were taken on her phone, Diddy repeatedly made it clear that he retained many of the videos during the freak-offs. Yo, that's a crazy name. A freak-off. Yo, this thing act like it was an Olympic event. A freak-off. Even when she deleted the video, Diddy would tell her that he could get the deleted device back from her phone. On one occasion, he sat next to her on a flight, made her watch a video she thought she had deleted, reinforcing her ability to escape and the immense power he held over her. He would pay the male sex worker a few $1,000s in cash for their services. During some of the freak-offs, he would become so intoxicated, he would slap the fuck out of Cassie in front of the male workers. She was repulsed by his demands. Between the physical beating and recognizing his incredible power and an incredible temper, she became petrified of her partner and boss and felt she could not say no. He would even present her with lavish gifts prior to or in the middle of a freak-off. Imagine she's over here gagging on a 15-inch cock, and Diddy's like, hey, I got your Chanel bag. Like, yo, Diddy's a wild boy. So he would give her lavish gifts in the middle of the freak-offs, seemingly acknowledged the ways in which these four sexual encounters constituted work for Cassie, and that he needed to compensate her for her work. At one point, he had given her so many designer bracelets for the freak-offs that she felt she was being shackled by the presence. Frequently, her anxiety before a freak-off, yo, this is crazy, would become so great that she would become physically ill, sometimes to the point of vomiting. While kneeling over the toilet, Diddy would shame her into performing for him, eventually forcing her to get up and proceed with the encounter. She knew firsthand that telling Diddy that she didn't want to engage in the freak-off was going to be met with anger and violence. In addition, any suggestion that Cassie would refuse the freak-off or otherwise report Diddy's abuse was met with ultimatums by Diddy, who would say Cassie couldn't go to the police because she has a lot to lose. Around 2015, for example, in the middle of a surprise birthday dinner for Cassie's 29th, damn, she was with that nigga from 19 to 29. That's 10 years. God damn. Diddy insisted that Cassie leave the party and go to a hotel for a freak. Yo, Diddy like that? Yo, how you at a surprise birthday party? You'd be like, yo, fuck all this candle blowing, man. Yo, call up the big dick niggas. We finna have a freak off. Okay? That's what we finna do, okay? Let's get to the London and we about to have a freak off. God damn. Since that she had to go to the hotel for a freak off. When she expressed she didn't want to go, Diddy had Miss Ventura cornered by security staff and forced her to leave with him. After this freak off, Diddy and Cassie went back to the hotel room where she was staying, where some of her friends were already hanging out. He was severely intoxicated at one point in the night, picked up one of her friends like a child and dangled the friend over the balcony of the 17th floor hotel suite. Cassie and her friends were scared by Diddy's erratic behavior, but Cassie was heavily sedated because of the drugs she took to participate in the freak-off, and therefore was unable to respond to Mr. Combs' terrifying behavior. The freak-offs became work for Miss Ventura, and despite her protestations, Diddy insisted on these intricately staged and forced sexual encounter between Miss. Yo, damn, this sound like hundreds. Yo, I just this boggles my mind. Yo, Diddy's weird. I'm sorry, like Diddy just sounds weird. Again. Maybe this ain't true, but nigga, look how beautiful Cassie is. Why would you want a bunch of niggas fucking her? The average man gets mad at the thought of another nigga looking at his girl. Why would you want another man fucking your bitch? Damn, Cassie body count is probably crazy. Like, damn. You know who's probably the nigga who's most mad? Cassie's new man. Yo, Diddy done recruited every nigga with a 15-inch dick to pipe the shit out of Cassie. Nigga, it might be like throwing a hot dog down a fucking hallway at this point. Okay? You up in the box like, fuck you, Diddy. This is why I can't feel them walls. Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you, Diddy. This is why I can't feel them walls, nigga. Fuck you. God damn. Okay. By the way, this is not a joking matter, people. Calm down. Miss Ventura tries to escape Mr. Combs' abuse. Damn, this is chapter 6. This story hitting. Yo, this story hitting, man. Who don't finna pick this shit up? Who don't finna pick this shit up, okay? Anytime she tried to create distance between her and Mr. Combs, he tried to use his network to find her and convince her to return to his abuse. Multiple occasions, he says his employees to lure her back. 2011, during a rough patch in Mr. Combs and in Cassie's relationship, Cassie had a brief relationship with musician Kid Cudi. When Mr. Combs returned from a trip, he demanded a freak off. What the? Wait, hold on. Wait. So, wait. So I guess they're off at this point, so they're not together. She goes to date Kid Cudi for a little bit, and Diddy comes from a trip and demands a freak off. And when it says acquiesce, she did it. How you gonna do a freak off with your ex-boyfriend when you dating Kid Cudi? So you cheated on Kid Cudi. During this freak off, Mr. Combs found Cassie's phone and found emails between her and Kid Cudi. Mr. Combs became enraged and proceeded to place a manual corkscrew between his finger and lunged at Cassie. Cassie ran away to stay at Kid Cudi's home. He should know Kid Cudi pussy. Like Kid Cudi, Diddy a gangster. Kid Cudi pussy. Come on now, right? You can't go to his house. You got to go to Suge Knight's crib or something like that if you want protection. She ran away to stay at Kid Cudi's crib to escape Diddy's wrath. Soon thereafter, one of Diddy's staff members told Cassie that he needed to just talk to Diddy, even though Diddy was enraged. Feeling like she could escape Diddy from Diddy and his network of enforcers, she returned to Mr. Combs. He hit her several times and kicked her in the back as she tried to run out the door. She went to her parents' home in Connecticut, where the mom took pictures of the bruises that he had left on her body. In February 2012, during Paris Fashion Week, he told her that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car, and he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in the driveway. I'm finna check my cars again, chat. Hey, Diddy, I only called your girl a side chick. I'm not fucking your bitches, okay? This is what Diddy does if a nigga fucks his bitch, okay? For the record, I ain't do nothing with none of Diddy's girls. I only hated on him a little bit. I call him a side chick. That's it, Diddy. Do not try to blow my car up. Ms. Ventura was terrified. She began to fully comprehend what Diddy was both willing and able to do to those he believed had slighted him. 2015, she spoke to a popular music manager at an after party in a hotel suite in Las Vegas. He saw her speaking to this manager and sternly told her to step into the bedroom in the adjoining suite. In the bedroom, he beat her ass. She ran from corner to corner trying to avoid the beating and kicking. When she tried to lock herself in the bathroom, he pushed through, punched her, and kicked her while she was curled up in the toilet. Okay, her screams were drowned out by the loud music playing outside of the hotel suite. When the head of security saw Cassie after the assault, they began to cry. She had 2 black eyes, popped lip, huge welt on her forehead. After seeing the results of the vicious attack, he took steps to conceal his wrongdoing. He forced her to stay at his home in Holmby Hills, along with his sons. While there, Diddy FaceTime Cassie and says, "Yo, you gotta go up and put more makeup on. My son can't see you like that." She did put makeup on him, per his demand. She felt that she had no choice but to obey her abuser, even though security guard assistants and friends saw the situation she was in and no one dared to speak or help up. She therefore had no choice but to remain subservient. Later in 2015, while she was shooting a movie in Cape Town, South Africa, Cassie began a flirtatious relationship with an actor. Okay, somebody gonna get killed again. Yo, this is a great movie right here. Diddy clapping anybody who even flirt with this bitch. She spent New Year's Eve with the actor. Okay, this actor finna die next chapter. I could tell. But Mr. Combs soon found out. He called the actor and threatened him. The actor proceeded to call Cassie and tell her, "You really need to call Diddy." Okay. In or around 2016, during a freak off. Damn, they still doing freak offs in 2016? Doing a freak off at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched her in the face, giving her a black eye. After he fell asleep, she tried to leave the room, but as she exited, Combs woke up and began screaming at her. He followed her into the hallway while yelling at her, grabbed her, then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing the glass to crash around her, and she ran to the elevator to escape. She managed to get to the elevator, and when she got to the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment. Upon realizing that her running away could cause Mr. Combs to be even more angrier with her and completely stuck in a cycle of vicious abuse, she returned to the hotel with the intent of apologizing for running away from her abuser. When she returned, the hotel security staff urged her to get back in the cab and go back to her apartment, suggesting they had seen the security footage showing Mr. Combs beating her up and throwing glass at her in the hallway. Upon the information and belief, Combs paid the Intercontinental $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening. After this, she left her home in Comstock and went to hide away at a friend's home in Florida. James Cruz, the president of Bad Boy Management, tracked her down and told her that her single would not be released if she did not answer Diddy's calls. A woman who worked for Sony Music reached out to her with a similar ultimatum concerning her record. Incredibly, Diddy had even convinced his attorneys to call her at the time and say it's your best interest to call Diddy back. Each time she tried to run away, Diddy and his powerful network would force her back to him. Her tight hold over his life, her life, had irreparably damaged her friendships. Around 2018, when she was with her friend Kerry Morgan, Diddy used his key to the house and came in unannounced. He and Miss Morgan had an altercation, during which Combs threw a hanger at Miss Morgan. Upon information and belief, the incident resulted in a settlement between Combs and Miss Morgan. Miss Ventura ended up paying Miss Morgan additional funds in an attempt to resolve the dispute between her and her close friend and the abusive and controlling boyfriend. The relationship between Miss Ventura and Miss Morgan had been strained since this time. Seeing the extreme measures that Diddy took to keep a tight hold on Cassie and isolate her from her support network, and having experienced repercussions of rejecting his demands, she felt she could not say no to him because she feared it would cost her something more: her family, her friends, her career, maybe her life. Now, this is where the sexual assault allegedly happened. By 2017 and 2018, she had become desperate to leave him and his abuse. She recognized if she stayed with him, she would never be able to have a successful career or ever be physically or mentally safe. She therefore became determined to completely break away from Diddy and his cycle of abuse and made efforts to avoid him. In 2018, she joined Diddy at a dinner at an Italian restaurant in Malibu, California, for what she believed will be a discussion about concluding the relationship for good. After dinner, Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura returned to Miss Ventura home, which was paid for by Combs. Mr. Combs forced himself into her apartment, tried to kiss her. She told him to stop, attempted to push him away. She forcibly pulled off her clothing and unbuckled his belt and began to sexually assault her. While she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away, soon thereafter, she took steps to separate herself from her longtime abuser, including by leaving the home that he paid for and returning the car that he purchased for her. Despite moving away, Cassie's address was posted online in early 2019, leading to fears for her safety. She was under immense duress during the months after Diddy raped her, and took all the steps to entirely remove herself from her abuser's orbit, including by entering into contracts to end her record deal with Bad Boy Entertainment. As a result of blah blah, okay. So she's been dealing with a lot of psychological stress. She's taken to rehab. Okay. All right. That's pretty much the crux of all that type of stuff, like the meat and potatoes. So she's claiming she's sex trafficked. So by the way, that alleged incident that she's calling rape, that happened in LA. That didn't happen in New York. But I could still imagine, let's say if this New York Police Department investigation into Diddy that says it might be surrounding sexual assault, let's say it has to do with Cassie, even though she didn't refer to these freak-offs as rape, she's still saying that she felt forced, and forced sexual activity would be something that would be investigated. And also she's claiming sex trafficking and a lot of things that kind of reminds you of on some not Harvey Weinstein, what's that nigga name? Jeffrey Epstein type shit. You know what I mean? All right. Let me see if we can see the amount of money. It should say no money or unspecified right now. Okay. The above blah blah is not limited to his repeat physical and sexual assaults of the plaintiff in New York City. It constitutes a crime of violence. Okay, it's a lot about New York City. Okay. Trying to see the money. Prayer for relief. Okay, here we go. Whereof plaintiff prays for a judgment to be entered in her favor against the defendants, and each of them as follows: for monetary judgment representing compensatory damages, including consequential damages, lost wages, earnings, and all the sum of monies together with the interest of these amounts, according to proof. For money judgment for mental pain and anguish and severe emotional distress, according to proof. For punitive and exemplary damages, for attorney fees and costs, for pre-judgment and post-judgment interest, and for such other further relief as the court may deem as just and proper. These are our lawyers. Diddy, I ain't gonna lie, man. I think you fucked up, brother. I think Diddy had settled the Chef lawsuit. Let's see. Diddy Chef lawsuit settled. I think he settled. Yeah. So he had settled this one. I don't know how much he settled for. Is there a money amount? Yeah, no terms was divulged. What he settled at. I would imagine that he would look to settle now with Cassie. It'd probably be a big lump sum. Shit. Y'all let me know. Diddy's a billionaire. She wanted $30 million from him before this even came out. He clearly wasn't willing to give the $30 million, but according to his lawyers, or her lawyers actually, he offered 8 digits, which is at least 10. So if he was going to give her 30, but he offered at least 10, let's say it's between 10 and 20. If you offer that before this came out, do you just give her the $30 million now? Or do you say, nah, you fucked up. You made this shit public, and regardless if I pay you or not, people gonna look at me a certain way. Let me fight this shit out. I'm gonna use that $30 million to beat you in court, and that $30 million is going to be the thing that's gonna make you look stupid. Somebody says, well, you gotta be at least 50 now. Well, if I'm Diddy, I wouldn't pay you more now. You already made the allegations. The only way I pay you even 30, you got to come out and say, I lied. Okay, you got, all right, get the 30, just come out and you're going to be forever known as a liar, but at least you got your $30 million. You good. Somebody say Diddy's done. Let me give my take on this whole thing. People saying Diddy's done, whatever the case is. This is going to go for like 2 to 3 weeks and it's going to disappear. It's like the whole T.I. and Tiny thing. Sometimes these allegations, they're serious allegations. I'm not going to say they're not true. I don't know if they're true. But if you think this is going to kill Diddy's career, like, no. Like, what the fuck? No. You get what I mean? This will be forgotten in a couple of weeks. Secondly, what's probably going to most likely happen is that, I don't care what y'all think, like, unless there's actually a criminal charge that comes out of this, you're not beating Diddy in a fucking civil case. I'm sorry. It's impossible. Like, I'm telling you, these lawyers that she got ain't beating Diddy. Diddy's going to get the best of the best lawyers. And here's the thing about that too. when you're Diddy and you have all the money, and let's go off the allegations that Cassie's claiming that him and his network of powerful people who are all sticking up for him, everybody you're mentioning here is going to back Diddy up. Why? Because they're still getting paid by Diddy, or Diddy going to pay them on the side. So again, like, how do you think, like, again, this is still relatively he said, she said. Could they go back to that hotel and get the videotape? No. Maybe they could go back and find somebody who worked there that would testify. But at this point, Diddy got the money to kind of cross his T's and dot his I's. This is a civil case, not criminal. It's a civil case. Nobody's compelled to testify. Nobody could be really forced to testify. Diddy has all the people gonna say she's lying or she was just a fucking, delinquent. I'm gonna be honest. Somebody said a cancer mob. No. Let me tell you this. This is how stupid the hoes on the Shade Room are. All Diddy gonna do is like buy like Young Miami a house in the next like 3 days, and they're gonna feel, oh my god, we need a man like Diddy. Goals. Diddy know how to play this fucking game. Somebody said they taking all his music and Ciroc off the shelf. No, not at all. Here's the difference between him and a lot of these other people you're seeing, like the R. Kellys. Well, first of all, R. Kelly, he got a federal charge, right? And there was multiple complaints, and his shit is just way more egregious. Diddy has put money in the pockets, and this is what I'm talking about, high-level Illuminati power. He's every executive, like, it's like Diddy and Jay. All of the black faces in music are going to be coming from one of those trees. Diddy's put people on. A lot of these guys, he's put millions in their pockets. Who's going to go against Diddy? Just think about it. Who's going to go against Diddy? Somebody said you thought Diddy lost his Ciroc deal. Well, Diddy losing a Ciroc deal didn't necessarily have to do with this behavior. This had to do with Diddy complaining and wanting more. Remember, they said they paid Diddy out $1 billion. That's how we know he's gotten $1 billion in his lifetime. Ciroc came out and said, we paid this nigga $1 billion. Somebody said Kid Cudi's is gonna speak up. Well, Kid Cudi's rep said, yes, my car was blown up. But how does that connect to Diddy? It's like the Tupac situation all over again. Yeah, it's like he said, she said. Okay, maybe it's a fact that your car blew up. How do we know that Diddy blew your car up? How do we know that? So it makes good for a great story time. But it's probably going to be even more difficult to prove in a criminal court. And I just think in a civil court, I think Diddy has the best lawyers that are known to man. He's going to drag this case out, and he's going to do everything possible that there is not a judgment that comes down against him that would make him look guilty in the slightest bit. Somebody says, Ak, whose side are you on? It's not about whose side I'm on because I don't know the truth, but I do know money. And when it comes to these cases, the truth don't matter, my nigga. It don't matter. Like, you're naive. If you're coming into this like, oh, we're going to get justice, you're a fucking idiot. Like, this is a civil fucking case, brother. This is the exact place you pay niggas off. Like, you don't think Diddy's going to pay niggas off? Like, come on, use the fucking brain. Nothing's going to happen. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. If Diddy was doing all that shit back then to keep the shit quiet, you think he ain't about to like have 1,500 people walk in court and say some crazy shit about, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, between 2006 and 2007, yeah, we had to go check. She was addicted to certain so-and-so substance. We had to get her stomach pumped. We had to go check her into some institution. Yeah, she was actually, yeah, bro, like, what do you think? They're gonna be like, oh my God, you got us? The only thing that's going to come out of this is what we already know. Diddy is a freak boy who loves some really odd freak shit, and he might be gay. We don't, like, that's the same thing we've been knowing for 20 years. Do you get what I'm saying? Put it like this. I knew this shit was coming down because right around the Tupac thing happening, his company, which I've done business with, and I'm open about who I've done business with, his company hit me with the request and they said, hey, listen, Diddy's going through a lot. And it was something where Diddy, like, he threw up the middle finger at a cop. And it was just like, Diddy's going through a lot right now, and this is not the thing that needs to be out there that is gonna make Diddy look weird. No, like it would mess up a lot of other legal matters that he has going on, and I think they may have even offered to, like, you know, compensate me or whatever, like just to take it down. But I was just like, okay, I'll just take it out. No, it don't matter. It was like, to me, it was a funny clip. It wasn't like nothing serious. To them, it was like, yo. So I think they knew this shit was coming. Like his circle of people knew this was coming. Payoffs has been happening. NDAs have been re-signed. Extra hush money has been redoled out. All these, like, haven't you seen, like, in the last whatever, Diddy's donating to this? A lot of things happening randomly. I think he been knew this day is coming, and I think he's fully prepared. So again, when we're evaluating this, if we want to have a conversation just outside of the courtroom, or we just want to have the social conversation, do we think Diddy did it? Yeah, like all that freak off shit, I believe. Yeah, okay. Now let's get past that freak off shit. Do I believe that she's gonna win $30 million from him in court? No, fuck no, hell no. Let me see what else they're saying. We get on the shade room. You know, the shade room. The shade room chicks is so fake. You know, they were praising Diddy the other day. Now they about to go kick this nigga back in. Carisha gonna say, well, he ain't do nothing to me, so I'm sticking by my man. You know, there's so many jokes to be made, but I won't even make those jokes because it would look horrible if I make a joke right now about Carisha and then she comes out in 4 years with the same story. Even though she's a city girl, I can't imagine she like doing all this shit, but you never know. Somebody said I knew Diddy was a sick man when he told him people to walk 3 hours to get him a slice of cheesecake. Somebody said I know Tupac doing backflips in Cuba right now. Somebody said, yo, he broke Kim Porter's nose. She covered it by saying she hit it on the table. Jaguar Wright accused him of abuse. Let's see what Jaguar Wright says. Plug her in. Jaguar Wright. Diddy. Why is there a whole thing called? Let me see.
You and your little dog too. And congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did.
Real life. If that shit ain't real life, it ain't real life. Just say real life street stars. You know what time it is.
That fucker. I'm sorry, I'm a little upset about it. Because Al B. Shore just came out of his coma, and I've been talking to Al, and we've been texting back and forth, and I'm just glad that he's alive to text.
By the way, I realized I didn't even read any donations. Give me 1 second. Let me get. Where's the fucking donation? Jiraiya, thank you for the 10. It says, yo, act interview Fleece Johnson, aka the Booty Man. What? Okay, brother. Can I get the rest of them? All right, I'll try to find a donation. But anyway, let's watch this.
Definitely.
Yeah. When you think about Kim, I was thinking to myself the other day, Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, Al B. Shore, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only two left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas. And then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him. I guess Al disappointed you. You know, I speak for a reason. When you see this bullshit ass motherfucking game fucking with people that you love, that you like, you know, it's too many coincidences.
Too many.
Fuck you, honeycomb.
Oh. Stamp it.
We gonna get you and your little dog too. And congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Has anybody asked themselves about that shit?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are asking about what's going on with it. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at it as like that's the way the new relationship should work.
What, to get paid?
Yeah,
basically. She was getting $500K a month. She quit because he dropped her down.
Yeah, I think that's where they're at with it now.
No, but understand this. Think about this. And there are women in this room. Why would you quit? What the fuck is going on that $250,000 ain't enough?
Ladies?
Like, fuck the fact that he... I'm just saying, fuck the fact that he cut from 500 to 200. Who the fuck gives a shit? 200K? Who 250K? Who turning down 250K a month? What the fuck is going on in that relationship that 250K ain't enough?
Could see some things.
That ain't worth 250K. That's got to be some dark shit. Like, people are not understanding that girl quit 250K. 4 million every quarter. Well, I'm sorry, $1 million every quarter.
Shit.
Now, she was getting 2 million a quarter, but then she got, fuck you got going on. That's so deep that it ain't worth $1 million a quarter.
They told a story about Cassie one time, and she was saying someone had asked her why she cut her hair, and she was like, well, Diddy said he just liked it that way. And they said when she answered the question, it was like she was in a trance. Like, she was just like, I just don't know. Diddy just said he would like my hair this way. And they was like so in awe, like how she didn't even have a thought about it. It was just what he wanted.
That's how he operates. He has people followed. He has people watched. He does all kinds of fucking. He's a fucking piece of shit.
Too much money.
I feel bad for the kids. Like, don't think that there aren't moments when I'm.
Yo, Diddy, I'm bowing out the beef, brother. White flag, okay? You the second person I'm bowing out the beef to. Actually, I'm not saying bowing because I'm not into that bati. Hey, I quit. You win, Diddy. Okay? I quit. Diddy might have somebody outside my crib now. I don't know what's going on. Diddy, I quit. You got it. I'm gonna leave you and your side chick alone and your little gay friend. I'm gonna leave all y'all alone. That's it. I quit. Waving the white flag. I need some white to wave. I'm waving it. It's imaginary. Okay? This shit is spooking me out now.
Speaking honestly about that motherfucker, that I pray that his children don't hear it. Because that's still their dad. I know what it's like to have a baby with a fucked up ass motherfucker. As much as I can't stand my ex-husband, I would never want my son to feel bad about either one of us being his parent. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. I would never want that. Exactly. But their father is the fucking devil. He the fucking devil.
Hold that thought. Why do you think T.D. Jakes was at Puff Daddy's birthday party?
Okay. Now, let's go to Aubrey O'Day, the woman who was the lead singer in Danny.
Thing you could imagine why somebody would want to fire.
Danny Kane, right? Or what group was she in? I don't know. Yeah, Danny Kane.
Somebody.
Can you give us a little?
I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas.
Mm-hmm. And were other girls doing?
I was the only one that was in those types of positions.
Wow. When you look back on that, how does that make you feel?
You know, I have such a love-hate with it all because I don't think I would have been able to be so successful in so many other areas had I not been trained under Diddy. Mm-hmm. He was the hardest person that you can work for, and it was torture. And not the work part of it, but the other stuff. Mind games, like just all the girls were so divided, and the men and the people running it had their hands in it, moving everything. There was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of lies. There was a lot of, you know, when you're young and impressionable and we understand our beauty as women through the eyes of the people observing us. Well, who's observing us? Men. So we learn our beauty through a man's eye, which is very subjective. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around. And that was very traumatic. I don't think any of us have healed from that. Diddy would be like, you're not hot anymore. Like, what happened? You don't have anything, like, you don't have any curves. You're looking like you're not looking like, I can't get people to think that you're my good looking person. And there was no Me Too at that time. There was no protecting anyone at that time. You signed a million NDAs and a million contracts that took away all your rights. So you really were operating in an environment that you had no control in.
When was the last time you spoke?
Should I ask you the golden question?
What's the golden question?
Oh, nothing. You keep mentioning Diddy. I wanted to ask you about I just saw the whole thing with Bad Boy. He gave the rights back to a lot of Bad Boy artists. Any comments?
Yeah, I'll talk about this.
The floor is yours.
So this one has been bittersweet for me because as I've gotten older, I've let go of a lot of the trauma, and I've learned to really appreciate some of the more personal, beautiful moments I've had with him. And he is the first person that gave me a platform to show my talent to the world. You know, and I was at 17, I'm 39 now. So I have a hard time talking about him. Before it was no good. Now I feel loving moments for moments that we had together. But this banner that he's painted himself with all weekend long, this has been the Labor Day talk in my world, that he's paying back all of the Bad Boy artists. I just want to throw you the facts, okay?
Sure.
The deal that we were offered, and when I say we, not every artist got it. Like Day 26 did not get it. But this is what it is. you can have your rights back to your music after Puff went under and somebody else bought our catalog. So this is long after we have 2 double platinum albums, $14, $15 an album from 2 million albums is, what is the math on that? 48 million?
Yeah, something like that.
I'm no mathematician, but maybe.
So $48 million somebody made on me.
Yeah.
I did not make anything. When I said I did Christina Aguilera for free, I didn't do Christina Aguilera for free, but the record label recouped it all. We were in debt at the end of that tour.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So I worked for free for the first 6-7 years of my career, basically. And also MTV was not paying us. And this is another part that I have that I feel some kind of way about, because MTV since then, in these recent years, has brought back every big cult show, meaning it had millions of followers and it was at least 6 seasons, right?
Yeah.
Making the Band is one of those. They brought back Real World. They brought back Jersey Shore. They brought back Laguna Beach. Making the Band is the only one that they did not bring back. And Making the Band is the only cult MTV show that made that network, one of them, that they have never played in one rerun. Not one rerun. So I'd like to know why. And if it has something to do with Diddy, then again, what I'm wondering is when the deal is, when this benevolent man who's just now had a change of heart and has decided to pay us as talent and also as writers, we're credited with publishing. So basically, we only get the amounts due since Sony bought our catalog.
Okay.
So streaming for the past couple years, it's about $800, $900, some in the hundreds. Okay. And in order to get that, I have to release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music, or EMI, or Sony ever in public.
So that you just got recently for this thing?
I got it a few months ago when he started doing this. In the news now. So what's happening is artists, some of them, not all of them, are being given streaming royalties and ownership back over our publishing on songs that we wrote at a time when you know that you have to stream a song 1 million times to make a cent.
Yeah.
Okay. It's hundreds of dollars. And me, as somebody that's a girl's girl, I hit everyone in my group and said, absolutely do not take this deal. I can get us a show on Hulu right now and talking about boy bands and girl bands, because you have to realize there's a handful, 2 handfuls at most of boy and girl bands that had platinum albums, 2 platinum albums. Yeah. And that will never happen again. Music nowadays is run by TikTok, and you can maybe get a song to chart well. Albums aren't being made anymore. There aren't conceptual albums like Christina was doing, like Justin was doing. Those don't sell. It's a singles market game, and it's a gimmick game at best.
If you were to sign that NDA, would then that prohibit you from taking a deal where it's like you get a show about the
I would never be able to do, I would like to do a documentary for Hulu or Netflix or Amazon, a streaming site on boy.
Fuck around and find out. That's what Diddy would say. Huh. You want to do what? A documentary? You want to do a tell-all? Fuck around and find out. You be swimming with the fishes.
Boy band and girl bands. I have a bunch of members from a lot of very boy bands that fit the criteria of a certain amount of status.
Yeah.
Platinum albums, awards, etc., Grammys. Same with girls. The stories that we have to tell during a time in music where there were gatekeepers, there were people that owned labels like Puff running things, and the way that the divisions and the divisiveness occurred, and the things that we experienced between each other and us against the system are fucking insane. And most people that have had to go through those types of things, like the real ways the Kardashians got to where they got, Ray J tried exposing a lot of that, they're still acting like that Ray J didn't expose them and that their Hulu show is all real. they don't have to really even notice Ray J because he doesn't come close to them. But what Ray J said was the truth, and he proved it with facts. So at the end of the day, we're all just willing to turn a blind eye. Diddy is just literally known as the guy that doesn't pay his artists. And it's funny, and then you move on and you like something that he did on TikTok because he's funny. But for people that worked for 6 years of their life and entered an industry where somebody made, what, $48 million? And we didn't even see a penny of that. And we were in thongs and 5-inch heels for years of our lives on stage. And not any of it did we see. And the measly amount of change that MTV paid us, we don't even get to feel any benefit of that because they never brought the show back and they don't play it in reruns. So we can't even get the hype of, oh, hey, I remember this. They're cult classics. Let me hire her for something. Yeah. Like all of them got, right? Jersey Shore kids are making millions of dollars. We were talented kids plucked out of oblivion, and we all had a fucking dream to be.
Damn. Yo, she throwing a party today. She throwing a party today.
At Madison Square Garden and perform, which we got to. And we were not expected to get there. And we're all incredibly talented, every single one of us. So to me, when I read this, I'm basically feeling like you're presenting yourself as the benevolent God that's giving everybody back their music. You've turned down millions of dollars to give the millions back to the people. This is the honest to God. You can read from our attorney.
Yeah.
This is the honest to God agreement of what I'm being offered. A few $100s to sign away my rights to ever tell the story of what I went through again. And there's not going to be an era of girl and guy groups like that ever again with the way that music has transitioned. And I don't know if it will go back ever again to anything that's credible.
Yeah, I don't really see it.
And there's a story there, and Hulu tells those stories, and streaming Netflix tells.
My boy Diddy, man. Popped up at the Breakfast Club.
They call a full circle. So I went back into like Puffy.
That's how you clear it up.
The first, and it's no disrespect to nobody. We're just saying respectfully. We're saying respectfully that all the other father-son teams that
I ain't gonna lie. At one point, it looked like he was about to slap DJ Envy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think DJ Envy must not realize this is the real OG.
You know, a lot of people forget how many #1 records I have as an artist, and so you know, it was just really like I wanted to give people something different. I didn't give them Keisha Cole really. I wanted to give them The Present, Me and Young, and then look at something and change their way. You know, spoke and was just like, you know, had a real conversation, because I think even though if I didn't agree with Macy,
I think this is right.
If you didn't hear it, so are the rumors true?
Carisha be throwing y'all for a spin. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Carisha be having fun. It'd be like a video game to her.
You said you a stroker,
you know
and we just asking. Is it?
Oh no, I mean,
I don't think
no.
I know
I'm
she
not
ain't pregnant.
Yeah,
She is.
Is your wife pregnant? I'm gonna tell you straight up. You be the.
This is the type of energy this video is gonna pull up on me.
You be the craziest one asking about somebody's girl or a personal joint, but can't nobody even say nothing to you about nothing. I don't know. Hey, yo, Playboy, I'm gonna tell you, men, as men, I don't talk about my relationships with nobody like that.
Let me say like this. I don't mind anybody asking me a question. You can ask me whatever you ask.
I don't care. But that's not my business. I'm not thinking about you and another woman.
If somebody disrespects, it's another level.
Oh, I can't even imagine somebody disrespecting me.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's my feeling. Okay. And that's how I feel. And it's easy for people to go online and disrespect. I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It was on
What
top.
did Big ever write for you, if anything?
Victory.
Okay.
And the Get Money remix, which I was like, man, me totally straight. But as far as musically, I was able to like keep him. These are all like my favorite voices from Jasmine Solo. Cats that like to really make love to you. And whenever I try to move like somebody else, it doesn't work for me. So it's like, so I was looking at BET, and after, when you're looking at buying a company, you got to do your due diligence to see if it if it fits your strategy. And so even before they decided not to, not gonna be sitting.
Maybe this came about because he was trying to buy BT.
Really building the world's biggest black media company. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my second mountain. I really feel like I'm just beginning in my career. I feel like my purpose is sharpened, you know, and I've gone from me to we. So it's like, you know, the things that I'm looking at are really, really big moves. You know, I want to really take over Disney. You feel me? I want us, because I know there's going to be a shift. I know there's going to be a change. I know the alien culture should have black advertising dollars, because they only give us 1%, because that's what we accept. You look at Revolt, you have to look at really what it is. It's the only thing that's owned by a man of color or a person. Before the internet, more radical things right now. I want like radical change. I don't want us like to be looking up 20 years later and the same things going on. You know what I'm saying? We had the 60th anniversary of the March on Washington, and things are actually worse. A lot of people don't really realize that March, as far as making R&B, as far as like every day, because as a Combs, we got to fight through a lot of, you know what I'm saying? You're tied together for life. You'll have your brotherly ups and downs, but I always loved Mace. It was just, I wasn't really even wanting to sell nothing, but I was just like, man,
this is him talking about the publishing.
People getting a lot of money out here. And I was like, you know, if any time, this is the time that, you know what I'm saying, that you know, because of people were offering so much money for catalogs, it was just, it was a time where I just went in. It was like,
you shopped a little bit, or
nah, it wasn't shopped. As people were calling us, and so
bring some cups, y'all.
So it was something that, you know what I'm saying, something that you definitely consider. And then it was just a chain of events.
I'm always scared of that.
You know what I'm saying? The chain of events, chain of events just had me, really was just like, man, I need to just, you know, call all the artists they need and all the writers. You know what I'm saying? This is the time, you know what I'm saying? To not just, Andre Harrell was telling me, don't just talk love, be love. And so he's like, this is a time just to do and listen to what God is telling you to do, and that's it.
So now we're cracking open a.
We need to talk about the album.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What y'all think about this shit, man? I believe all that freaky shit. I guess I'm trying to think like, yo, is DIDDY really one of them guys who's just like the type to blow up a nigga car? Did that ever make the news? Have we even seen Cassie talk? She speaks English, right? Oh, what the fuck?
I'm trying to keep it together.
You're a brave woman.
Thank you. I try. You know.
Who are you wearing?
I'm wearing Stello.
Gorgeous. Now you're going to sit down, watch the movie. Your boyfriend's sitting next to you, and you and Terrence are.
Yeah. You know,
what does that feel like?
It's work.
Interesting. That's like some voyeurism shit. If DIDDY used to love watching other niggas fuck her.
It feels, I mean, obviously there's a little bit of anxiety with that, but Terrence is a good friend of mine, and, you know, Puff has been so understanding with everything, so it's good.
But do you believe in love at first sight?
I do.
Was it love at first sight with your boyfriend?
It was a long time ago.
What makes you guys work?
Well, I think what makes any relationship work, if it is working, is, you know, just not talking about it too much and just keeping it close to your heart.
Diddy is once again on TikTok. Some women posted a throwback video of themselves playing around on Diddy's giant bed when Jay Versace dropped the bombshell. He accused Diddy of bending him over that same bed during a party at Diddy's mansion in Los Angeles. That is some serious accusation. Jay Versace is a 25-year-old American social media star who became famous about 5 years ago as the funniest teenager on the internet because of how well he entertains his audience on TikTok. However, it was not strange for Jay to be involved with men, as he has publicly announced his homosexuality in 2016. In his words, "I was in the shower actually, and I thought, you know what? After I finish this shower, I'm going to come out. It was quite random. I text my mom a long paragraph, and that was it. Ever since then, I was free." Could this be why Diddy targeted him? Because he was an easy target, as he was already gay? Surprisingly, Jay didn't have a gay model as a child and had in fact been raised in a Christian family, as his family owned a church. But he seemed to have figured his life out and didn't give a care to what the public or his family thought about him. In an interview with Gay Times, he said, "I've been looking up to myself lately. I want to be free of sexuality and not boxed in as a guy who's gay. I don't want to be known as the gay guy, but also I want to be an ambassador for gay people. I never want to be labeled as the gay actor. I just want to be me." And when he was asked if his upbringing had anything to do with his decision, he said, "Being that I live in a Black Christian family, I knew it was going to be hard. I don't necessarily blame my family for not understanding it. It's how they grew up, and they're just acting as a product of how they were brought up." Interestingly, Jay had never mentioned what happened with Diddy until he saw the throwback video posted by the women. Was he triggered by the video? Or has he just had enough? Anyway, besides Jay, there's a long list of celebrities who had a crazy encounter with Diddy, and one of them is Exhibit, who revealed that sometime back, Diddy had invited him and Kareem Superhead Steffens to a New Year party in Miami, and he saw what he'd never imagined he'd see. In an interview with Sirius Satellite's Foxhole Radio, he said that Diddy had called him out of the party to talk and warned him about Superhead, the girl he, Exhibit, was with. He called her a devil and said that she would likely expose his kinky secrets.
Puffy calls me outside. He's like, "Hey man, you know that girl you know about the girl you." I was like, "Yeah, nigga, everybody know, but you know what's happening." You know, he's like, "That's the devil."
Exhibit still didn't understand what Diddy was talking about, so he confronted Superhead about it. But she laughed and said that she'd explain what happened later. What exactly did Superhead see that made Diddy so cautious? Soon after, Diddy invited Exhibit, Superhead, and other members of his crew to a club. When they got to the club, they entered through the back door and got to the VIP lounge, which was empty. Diddy left them to do his business, and that's when the real event started. He and Superhead sighted two men kissing passionately and
the party.
Another one dancing butt naked.
It's two dudes kissing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, another direction, it's another dude over there like butt ass naked dancing.
Perplexed, he left without saying a word to Diddy or even bidding him goodbye. In his words, "We take off. We leave the club directly. I didn't say peace to nobody. It was suspect. You can chalk it up to being in Miami or whatever, but I've been in a gang of clubs, and I ain't never mistakenly stepped into a club with that kind of activity." Why does Diddy attend such parties? And from X's story, it seems the party isn't a regular party we all know of. Speaking of parties, Usher also shared the experience he had while he was a teenager. At 13, he was handed over to Diddy, who was supposed to be teaching him all he needed to survive in the rap industry. But Diddy didn't only teach him stuff he needed to know, he also taught and exposed him to stuff he wasn't supposed to know at his age.
So I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Even Diddy revealed that he and Usher used to sleep together when he was a teen, but Usher used to wake up earlier. Even though he referred to Usher as his brother, fans think it was just a cover-up.
That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, that's how. I mean, back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the frosted flakes because he used to always get up early with me. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world.
But Usher is only one of the male celebrities that have caught Diddy's fancy. He has also tried to put his charm on 50 Cent, but failed. In an interview, 50 Cent revealed that Diddy had once asked him to take him shopping. According to him, that offer seemed awkward coming from a guy, and he ended up referring to Diddy as a fruit pop.
So when we gonna get the chance to, to kick it, like we can just hang out, nigga. We gotta Who that? This is Puff.
Okay.
He telling me we got to kick in this shit. And he was like, yo, why don't we like go shopping or some shit? I mean, like, I pay for it. And I was like, this just sound I got the away from him because I was like, this nigga just tell me he take me shopping. And this it goes on. So there's your little fruit pie. It's a fruit pie. It's a fruit pie. Trust me. You see these little weird like that out there, sit out there for no reason. You don't see accident. Be like kissing. Like that doesn't happen by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Look, later you gonna find out a little shit I'll be saying.
But when Diddy was asked about it, he had confirmed that he offered to take 50 shopping, but he had only done it because he thought.
All right, man. Diddy, I don't know what's going on with you, gang, but hey, here's my thing. I know y'all don't like hearing this. This industry will always protect the greatest and the most powerful men. And Diddy is the greatest and the most powerful guy. He's one of there's a couple others, but he's at that level. If you think that this lawsuit, this civil suit, these accusations are going to end him, there's been weirder accusations or stories about Diddy. So, yes, it'll go viral for a day or two that he loves to watch people fuck his girl. But will they actually take some of these claims of abuse and other sexual impropriety, and will that end him? I think not. Okay? He's going to fight this lawsuit. Put it like this. I think he's going to spend a nice $5 to $8 million, and I think he's going to be successful. Or perhaps he comes out of this maybe paying some money, but definitely not the 30 that Cassie was wanted. Will people not fuck with him? No. Will advertisers pull out of his network, revolt? Maybe initially, but I don't even think this is going to catch the steam. And again, I'm telling you, it's only because it's Diddy. It's Diddy. Diddy, this industry is about who... But like, you know, every little thing with me, if I bump my toe, they'll be like, yo, a nigga just tripped Ack and beat his ass, right? What I've realized about this industry, and I want to become a little bit more like this, not on some Diddy shit, pause, but it's like, the people who are protected, because a lot of niggas do fuck shit, but not everybody gets exposed. And a lot of niggas do fuck shit and get exposed, but nothing happens. You know why nothing happens? Because they've spent their time in this industry almost setting safeguards in place that nothing could happen to them. The people with the loudest voices, they put in power. The people who could make moves happen, they have given opportunities. It's favors for favors. That's what works. So the people who Diddy's helped along the way, the people who Diddy's put millions of dollars in their pocket, the people who Diddy, who has just so much power and reach, you think they're going to come speak out against Diddy? For Cassie? You're wrong if you think that. You're wrong. Watch how everybody besides me handles this story. They're gonna be like, oh, let's wait. None of them are gonna tell any personal stories. And everybody, all of these motherfuckers have a personal story about Diddy. Because you know why? I remember the first time when I got on Everyday Struggle, the first 5 guests. Back in the green room, everybody had a Diddy story. And I was like, what the fuck? I said, how is this openly known, but nobody says it on air? Well. So, again, I'm telling you, what y'all are thinking is some new shit that's going to end him. I don't think that'll happen at all. Okay? Let's see how the Breakfast Club handles this. Because Breakfast Club was very quick to say, Ack, or I think, what's that little hole in their name? Say, Ack hates women. Did he like women according to this story? Or can't y'all say that? Oh, y'all want Brother Love to give you an interview. Y'all ain't gonna call a spade, would y'all? Oh, y'all probably wouldn't. But I'm gonna listen to more. I'm gonna see if let's see if y'all have the balls to say this is a fucking creep. This is a nasty nigga who we've heard for years and decades. A nigga who's at 40 dating a 19-year-old. But this is what's wrong with hip hop. You have niggas who act like they're up on a soapbox, but they're only down to call out certain people. R. Kelly, bad. But we gonna talk about potentially Jay and him dating minors, or never mind, we can't talk about that one, right? We love Jay, we cool. Again, they don't call a spade in this shit. They call out the people that they can't use. They call out the people that didn't help them. They don't call a spade. So when y'all thinking that Diddy's about it, like, no. I'm telling you, Diddy was preparing for this day for a long time. Y'all gonna see, it's not gonna be pretty, but you're gonna see as good as a defense squad and a good as a crisis management as you'll ever see with this Diddy thing. Put it like this. If Diddy's this person that Cassie's talking about, shouldn't there be hundreds of other people with the same story? Shouldn't there be a lot of people who could testify to his character, to his creepiness, to his weirdness? Will any of them come out? Will any of them come out that hasn't been already labeled as disgruntled, the G and deals, the Jaguar Whites? Will any of them who used to date him say something? Will J-Lo come pop out and say something? J-Lo, you dated him for a while. Will the closest people who are still in good graces with him, near to Kim Porter, will they say something? Probably not. So as y'all sit back and y'all say, oh, this is it for him. This is it for who? This is going to be another little pit stop, speed bump in the life of Diddy. Wasn't it 2-3 weeks ago we were all caught up, like everybody had their panties up in a bunch thinking he was about to get arrested for Pac's murder? How soon we forget, right? That seems like a distant memory. Big Dan says they're just coming out. It's just began. Well, I think that's what the police is going to try to encourage people to come out. I know y'all saying I'm chatting, but what I'm saying is that if you look at Diddy's life, Cassie's really at the tail end of a lot of shit that he's been accused of. Okay. All right, people. So I said J-Lo lips are sealed. We will see. We will see. Yeah, for the people on YouTube, we did listen to Drake's album. Oh, by the way, here's some donations. We got it back. Fine, thank you. Zuri Fraser, thank you for the $5 donation. They said Drake was 100% shooting at Joe on stories about my brother. Curry 2S, thank you for the 2. He says, yo, nobody made it in the chat. Thank you. Nobody, thank you. This is my name, nobody. Thank you for the 5. He says, Diddy made the Illuminati mad when he tried to get the black community to stop buying from the liquor companies. That's interesting. Ugly Money TV, I love their content, by the way. Thank you for the 12 and CEO act. Be careful. I think Diddy's in the chat. Shit, you never know. Mr. Cam, thank you for the 5. It says, yo, Winter from BGC, who dated Diddy's son Justin, had a weirdly similar story. Right? Okay, I'll play it. So you should play that. Okay, I'll play it. Journey to Taj, thank you for the 5. Cassie's lawyer is the same one who took. Ooh, really? Journey to Taj. That's interesting. You're saying Cassie's lawyer is the same one who took Harvey Weinstein down? It's that Cassie likely has someone more powerful than Diddy backing her. Oh, wow. A story to tell. Thank you for the 10. So Mace mentioned that NDA today on It Is What It Is, 11-minute mark. Okay, I'm going to go watch that as well. Cult of Masculinity, thank you. He says, yo, are you going to cover the TD backdoor? We want to know the full breakdown with the bottle of Henny in the hand. Town Rumor, thank you for 5. It says, old washed up women are mad and broke. So I'm guessing you think that they're just lying, right? Yo, Counselor Lars, thank you for the 5. He said, yo, it's a freak off Rico. The freak off Rico, that's crazy. Sandman X, he says, look up YK Osiris and Diddy, Jamaica, Breakfast Club. Family First Vest, thank you for the 10. It says, yo, not for Cassie, but what about for the FBI? Don't you read that an ongoing FBI investigation early in the article? It's not FBI, first of all. It says the investigation is originating out of New York City Police Department, NYPD. Again, here's the thing about all of those things. These things have happened so long ago. It's really incredibly hard to prosecute any type of sexual assault on he said, she said. I think human trafficking and sex trafficking becomes easier, right? And that would probably be some shit that I think maybe federally they could kind of fuck with, because at least Cassie's claiming that she was being ran through in all these hotels, so that'll be one of those things. All right, cool. I'll touch on this real quick because I see some people are inquiring about it. Let's see, where is that? So, what the fuck? Sorry. Okay. So, essentially, I went to the live show of Back on Fig and Community. I think they call it the Fig Community World, okay? And I was invited there by pretty much all the guys. But me, I'm a I love to think that as a friend I happen to be loyal, and I'm a favor for favor guy. And not necessarily you give me a favor, then I'll give you a favor, but it's like if somebody looks out for me, I'm always down to look out for them. And that being said, I appreciated AD when he not only came to my studio opening, he also came to my show when I did a live show. And, because of that, I've told him repeatedly, I say, whenever you're in New York City, you could always use my studio, like, whether I'm there or not. Like, I'll get one of my people to whatever. You never have to think because you're out of town, you can't do what you got to do. Likewise, they were in town for a show. They did Gramercy Theater. Remember, Gramercy Theater was the same place I was supposed to bring Charleston White to, but it's a Live Nation venue. After whatever, they had gotten mad and said, we're not doing the event. Whatever. So anyway, I go to the event, and I'm going to be honest with you, the event was pretty good. You know what I mean? I think it was kind of funny. Their audience is definitely different than, like, the group of chat niggas that I'm associated with. When, I did my show, and also even when I went to London. Now, before we even get into it, and I'm going to play, like, a clip, because I guess this is the clip that a lot of people are talking about. I should say this. And it's very important that you hear this before I talk about anything else. Unfortunately, as time goes on, it's like I'm feeling like the conversations that I had with 6ix9ine in the past. Now let me explain. I'm now Mr. Like, when it comes to me, it's Mr. Move the goalpost, right? Meaning, if it wasn't me, you would look at it one way, but if it's me, you look at it the other way. So, let me explain. By the way, this is me on stage. This is me next to Duno and me next to Duno and T-Rel. You got Pun over here, and to my left, so over this side, you have AD who's sitting like in a singular chair. I'm chilling with them. By the way, again, they have a different audience, but it's still like, it's still lit. Cool. Now, it gets to a point, and maybe I should play because I don't know where in this it actually starts. I'll play this a little bit.
Hey, look, we gotta show respect to the homie because when we come out here, what's cracking the court? My boy acting this motherfucker, man.
He said he don't be outside, though.
He said he don't be outside.
Okay, that's when I came on stage.
He outside. Hey, I ain't doing it 2 times. Hey, I think Act started some shit today. Act, you started some shit today, bro. So what? You started some shit today. We gotta go back.
Okay, before I even play it, I'll just give you the full rundown because you're gonna keep watching shit. So anyway, when I come out, everything's cool, whatever they play last, I walk out, like, whatever, dap people up. I know they have a bottle of Henny out there for me, cool. And I think while Pun is talking, I hear one guy who's in the crowd, he says something. Now, I can't see who he is. Like, if you've ever been in Gramercy Theater, not the most well-lit place, at least during the podcast. And I kind of look out, and I think I was just like, I was trying to say, if you're going to shout something, make yourself be seen. Now, I'm going to tell you why I use that reference I'm feeling like the same thing was like, I remember having these conversations with 6ix9ine when he used to try to explain to me, he'd be like, yo, but, okay, like, even, all right, let's say the Meek thing. Yo, nigga, I popped out on Meek. Yo, why is niggas like, they're not giving me the credit. They're acting like Meek pressed me. And I'm like, yo, bro, they don't like you. Like, no matter what you, nigga, you could kill 15 niggas. They're gonna just say, you accidentally killed them. You're pussy. Like, they don't like you. It's kind of the same with me. So anyway, I'm at this show. Everybody's labeling it that I got pressed. Let me give you the optics and you tell me if I got pressed. I'm at the show very comfortably on stage. I'm hearing people who, they give the mic to somebody who I couldn't see. And I think the guy said something. I don't know if these, like gangman, I don't care who it is, but they said something and they said something about 6ix9ine, right? Now, this is another thing, and I'll call out New York City as a whole about it. And this is why I hate, like, even people reporting it like I got pressed. Y'all are doing the same thing I did to 6ix9ine. If anybody at the venue didn't like me, don't shout at me. You gotta do something to me. And I'm not inviting it, but unfortunately, when you're now in a place where if you and another guy are shouting at each other, or like really, because to me, I'm not taking it that serious. I'm on stage to entertain my nigga. I don't give two fucks. I don't, like, I left off stage and there was a whole another situation in the back. Not like, no, it was just other people drama that I was kind of dealing with. So I'm not thinking nothing of it. But of course, people are going to say, I got pressed when never ran. And I'm the nigga who told the people, nigga, come up here. Come up here. How the fuck did I get pressed? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not going to get the favorable edge of it. Just put it like this. And this is why New York City, y'all always look bad. It took a bunch of Mexican niggas in Florida to actually do nothing to 6ix9ine. Because every time y'all saw him, all y'all did was this. Y'all ran your mouth, lip service, big talk, and walked away. There was one guy. So the first guy, I'm gonna tell you something. So there's one guy, I think he had heckled something. And I said, yo, nigga, we can't even see you. I said, nigga, if you're gonna talk shit, don't talk shit from the shadows. Okay, never seen that guy. They start passing the mic around, and it was my idea to pass the mic around because I, like, you know what I mean? It's a large, I'm trying to get content for these guys, bro. Like, I fuck with them. So I said, yo, because every time, like, I realized they react so viscerally anytime I bring up Adam or No Jumper. I said, yo, I want to know why y'all fuck with Back on Fig and Figmunity World so much as opposed to No Jumper. So I think I took my mic because I'm the only one with a wireless mic. So this is my mic, right? I'm the only one with a wireless mic. Every other mic is wired. I take my mic and I give it to the crowd. This is me doing this willingly, right? They then give me another mic, which is whatever. And people are basically like, fuck No Jumper, blah, 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 whatever. Cool. It gets to one of the guys who basically, he just wanted to be like, yo, now we just fuck with Back on Fig, blah, 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 blah. And then they say, yo, we don't fuck with like snitches or whatever the case is. And I think that's when they addressed it to me. They said, yo, something 6ix9ine, right? And of course, like, bruh, these are paying fans. I'm sorry to tell y'all. These are paying fans at a venue. These are like, as much as these guys think they're this tough gangsters, you came to watch podcasters speak. I'm sorry. You could throw up 50 million signs. You're here sitting like you are a well-behaved, trained motherfucker. Listen to a podcaster speak. I don't care what sign you throw up, nigga. So the nigga was like, nah, fuck with snitches. Yo. And then he said something about my associate with 6ix9ine. So I'm kind of joking it off, thinking it's not that serious, right? Okay, all right, people did 6ix9ine all the time, whatever. And then I forgot what he said. He said something to me. I said something back to him. I'm still not taking it serious. So that's the second person. Another nigga gets the mic, but this guy I can't see. So the first guy with the 6ix9ine thing, I can see. He's somewhere in the back. He was like, yo, so act, you don't fuck with Jersey, blah, 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 da, 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 da. It's like, nigga, and I'm like, so I started telling him, I'm like, nigga, the fuck? It ain't on me to fuck with nobody who ain't never fuck with me. Then the nigga said, yo, nigga, you pussy. So then I said, bro, I can't even see who you are or where you're at. I said, nigga, if you gonna talk all that shit, come to the stage. The nigga gathers his homies. It's like 2 or 3 of them. They walk to the stage. Let me see if I can show you. They walk to the stage, right? They walk to the stage. So it's 3 of them right here. Like right here. They walk to the stage. He's saying some shit. I'm saying some shit. I'm right there. It's three of them. Even at a point, and I'm telling you, if anybody got a live stream, this is facts. I couldn't lie because it's on live stream, right? I literally say, nigga, well, do something. You know what he says? Because first of all, he say, yo, we'll put pause on you. So I'm like, nigga, do something. What the fuck is you? Why are you telling me? Like, why is the gangster? And I heard the least gangster thing, and that's when I realized this was all a joke. The nigga said, you gonna file a lawsuit on us. Wait, a gangster just said I'm gonna follow. Nigga, I'm the rich one. You're broke. I'm gonna file a lawsuit on you. That's when I realized these were all costume gangsters. I'm sorry to say. These were costume gangsters. I don't know if this has a whole clip. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, so that's it. I can't find it. Yeah, I'm just listening to commentary about the niggas. Does anybody have like a good clip? This might be it.
That's the groove right there, nigga. You know, big H's, nigga. And New York, I don't know. This is the gangsters platform you on, cuz. All the other platforms you with the rats and all that.
Yes, okay. So this is a guy. Okay, so yeah. This is the guy who brings up 6ix9ine. Remember, I'm passing my mic around, and it's basically people saying why they fuck with Back on Fig over like No Jumper. Because the reason why I even asked, I don't know to be messy, I'm like, bro, if you like Back on Fig and Community, you probably found them through No Jumper. So how could you like love them so much but not associate with No Jumper content at all, right? So this guy basically said it's the realest platform you'll ever see, and he says they don't fuck with rats. That's when he addresses it to me, and he brings up 6ix9ine.
Press that nigga. So welcome to the
See, I'm not even paying him attention. That's what he's not pointing me.
Somebody tap him in right now. Hit the square. Do something, nigga. Load up, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Oh, crap.
So I'm joking. I'm like, I don't know nobody who fuck with rats. What are you talking? Like, I'm just joking it out. Again, this is why, gangsterism and podcasting, y'all need to go to the military. Whoever this guy is, this bozo, you need to go to the military. You came to a podcast to shout. You paid to get in. You didn't do nothing. You're just throwing up your hands like an idiot.
Cuz Cap, you run around the rats, nigga. You know what I'm talking about, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Since what, nigga? Hey, I'm running around town with the rat. The whole homies locked up. You know what it is, nigga.
So now I got a Henny Bottle in my hand. I'm still chilling.
Press that nigga. I'm talking to the lumps, nigga. That lump, you put the lump on shit, but fuck it. Talk to the lumps. What's grooving, nigga? I came to New York.
Wait, okay. I don't know why they cut it off because I stood up at that point. Whatever.
J Mills there. Why the f they bring J Mills? Why the f bring this nigga here? I came here to talk from New York. This nigga is.
Okay, so the first clip, they cut it off that I responded. Then now this one, I think this is where I couldn't see the guy.
Not here to talk from New York. That nigga is a pussy ass nigga. Hey yo, that nigga don't
really
even
own this nigga.
Right outside. They make Jersey niggas look bad. Shout out to my Jersey niggas. He got niggas fucked up. I'm sitting next to my Jersey. Wait, who talks? Who says I'm fucking is he here? Hey, whoever nigga is my nigga representing, yo, fuck what you gotta say. Hey, nigga, you represent 6ix9ine, nigga. Get out of here. You ain't getting out of here. You're not talking about 6ix9ine. If you from Jersey, nigga, if you ain't support the nigga, suck big facts. Nigga, I'm the richest nigga out here.
I still can't see who it is. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, you can't talk.
I don't know why niggas bringing up Jersey. Nobody from Jersey can tell me that.
Brooklyn, pussy boy.
You can't talk to the people like that, nigga. That's why you can't talk to the people like that, man.
Told him, stay in the Brook. Like, don't bring up Jersey. Stay with Brook. Here's the thing. This is what I hate about this whole getting pressed shit, right? Or people even say you getting pressed. Two men saying something to each other. He the gangster. Nobody, not one of these niggas hopped on stage. Not one of these niggas was outside afterwards. These niggas came, paid, got drunk, shouted, went home, and was like, I can't wait to see the clip. These are the gangsters too. They're all throwing up signs. Nigga, I'm the only non-affiliated nigga in there, nigga. I'm in New York telling these nigga, well, stay in Brooklyn shit. Don't be mentioning Jersey. Fuck are you talking about? My mic is low though. I didn't even know it was low.
Jersey,
see, that's what I'm like, you just talking shit.
They can't even see you. Where he at? Come to the front of the stage. Where he at? Come to the front of the stage. I'm pussy, I can't see you. I'm pussy, I can't see you. Whoa. Walk your ass to the front of the stage, nigga. Yeah. Go to the front of the stage. Go to the front of the stage. Let's see. Go to the front of the stage. Oh, go to the front of the stage. Oh my God.
So this nigga was like saying shit from the shadows.
All right, last thing I'm gonna say, I don't beef with ghosts. So if you gonna talk, I don't see you. Shut the fuck up, nigga. I'm richer than your whole family, nigga. I'm richer than your whole family, nigga.
I do like using my money too, bro. Like niggas ain't about to touch me, nigga. The fuck are we doing? Hey, if I'm in a building with all gangsters and y'all say I'm soft, I don't come outside, I'm pussy. The first time I tell y'all niggas to suck dick, it should have been a million things on stage. Should have been the mic on stage, the bottle you got on stage. It should have been I thought that's what gangsters do. A nigga literally gonna tell me, bro, you're gonna file a lawsuit on me. I'm like, okay, all right, so we're just joking now. We're joking. So I ain't gonna lie to you. All in all, and I'm gonna keep playing. I know y'all want to cut up. All in all, I actually had a good time. Like, bro, I like talking shit. You feel me? Nobody got touched. Nobody like I didn't feel uncomfortable. If those are the gangsters out here, I didn't feel uncomfortable. So I'm good. They're good too. They paid for their money. They got a memorable experience. I don't see nothing wrong with it, to keep it real. Me personally, but we got some more shit to talk about. Let's keep playing.
Pop your shit, nigga.
Look at this haul up. Look at the whispers in the shadows. So the nigga was like somewhere back here. He got his homies, so now they about to pull up.
Yo, for the real back on big community world fans, y'all not like that pussy nigga that came to the stage with that shit.
I had to tell him like, yo, because everybody in the building, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't know their audio was like that. Everybody in the building is mad signs throwing up. Like, as soon as they said something, like, yeah, they throwing up signs. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody's gang affiliated. I'm not gang affiliated. But, nigga, this ain't a gang affiliated thing, nigga. This is a man thing. Like, okay, nigga, I'm on stage. I might not be your favorite entertainer. I even told him. I said, bro, I'm here to support my niggas. You feel me? Like, I don't think they had their full team there. I think Smack was supposed to be there, whatever. I'm just here to support them. The show is not about me. It is not about me. To keep it real, I was letting Pun and T-Rel run it, and even AD. Let them, like, I want to assist. You know what I mean? Like, it's just an assist. It's just like, to keep it real. And to be honest, maybe I should have probably, you know what I mean? Because again, it's not my show. I should have probably popped off stage like even sooner. But, nigga, I was vibing. You feel me?
Fuck is you talking about? You in the shadows talking shit. Hey, Brooklyn, that's got hands up there. Nigga, for $30 million, nigga, pop up in front of the stage.
Hold that nigga.
Man, that nigga was spoke when the other nigga was right there. Look at this post up.
Yo, whoever recorded this is hilarious. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I hope that y'all realize that, like, first of all, there's so many bad narratives against me, right? Like, if this was me and a woman, oh, he only do this to women. Bro, I like talking shit. I'm sorry. I like talking shit in person, online. like, to me, I didn't feel a threat. If I felt a threat, I would have probably started doing some defensive measures. We're at this show, like, to be honest, like, and I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm gonna keep it up being with you too. The people who I kind of came in with, first of all, they were dealing, as I said, there was some other little drama, nothing to do with nothing. But backstage, some female stuff. They not even, like, I think, because we were going for, like, I feel like 10, 15 minutes. That's when they kind of got to side stage, like, yo, all right, bet. If a nigga hop on this bitch, we finna pack him out type of shit. But the first thing, I'm dole up there, nigga. And I'm off that hand round. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. And also, let me tell you this. Let me tell all y'all gangster niggas this too. Even a civilian and the nigga y'all call pussy me, the moment I could see that y'all are just talking big, I'm gonna press the issue. Like, I'm telling you, if I was dealing with one real gangster in that building, they would have been on that stage already. So once I seen that, niggas is grabbing the mic and shouting from the dark, I'm like, oh, these niggas not like that. They just throwing up signs just to throw up signs. They're podcast listeners. Like, these niggas ain't like that. All right, I'm about to get on their ass then. Sorry.
Look, he finna leave. That nigga finna leave.
Oh, you want them up some shit? Hey, for any nigga who ain't thinking out power in out of the Jersey, nigga, we could play.
That is a fact. I'll stand on that too. Nigga, I live in Jersey. Nobody made me feel uncomfortable in Jersey. I'm in New York. The nigga say he's from Brooklyn. That's what I'm saying. Stop bringing up Jersey, nigga. Stay your ass in Brooklyn with your Brooklyn affairs. And this is why also I'm gonna say another thing about the niggas that was in that room. The same niggas, the same behavior you seen from these niggas is the same behavior why 6ix9ine ran around this bitch and did whatever he wanted. When everybody kept saying why New York niggas didn't do shit, that's what they do. They claim they see the nigga they don't like. They talk shit to the nigga they don't like. They record it to go viral, and they go home and dap it up with their homies and throw up more signs. That's why 6ix9ine ran around here and violated. Nigga, I'm not even 6ix9ine. And I don't got 70 security like him, or I don't got 70 goons like he used to. Put it like this. If I seen some people comment on this and they say, yo, if it was certain other places, they not about to argue back and forth with you. That's probably right. And trust me, I'm not dumb. Once I seen that them niggas was just they were just gangster podcast listeners, I just started talking shit to all of them. Niggas, shut up, come up here. Shut up. Shut your bitch ass, you pussy, come up here. Like, of course. Nigga, I knew y'all wasn't gonna do nothing.
Yeah. Put the light right there, we gonna see him.
Talk your shit, nigga.
Straight pussy, nigga. Straight pussy. Hey, 6, give the mic, 6. Give the mic. Hold on, give the mic. Give the mic, give the mic.
So this is now me. This is a 5-minute interruption. I'm on stage. Remember the nigga that who's talked, we haven't heard nothing more. So I'm saying, nigga, you were just talking on that shit. You're pussy until you come up here. No. So already, I'm smelling like this nigga. Okay, stop. That nigga's pussy. He just said all that shit about me. We don't even know who's talking. Come up to the stage.
Come up here.
What you want me to do?
Stand up, nigga, stand up. Nigga, stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
Finally.
Yeah. Don't press that nigga. Yeah.
You don't really like that though.
Yeah.
You don't really like that though. They don't really like that though. Don't play with me, pussy boy. They don't really like that though. Don't play with me. Don't be up here giving out my nigga.
Yeah, nigga.
Don't see this nigga. Cause we will put pause on this nigga, nigga. We gonna put pause on that nigga.
Just
press that nigga. Hey, you ass scandalous, you bitch ass nigga.
This is the exact reason why I'm telling y'all. For any of y'all gangster niggas who co-signs this, you showed up to a show, you claim you seen a nigga you don't like, and you shouted at him. Then he called you, then the soft nigga called you pussy, told you to come up there, still told you like, nigga, what the fuck is you? You just talking. And watch, you gonna hear the part, I think he brings up a lawsuit, like someone filed a lawsuit or something.
Hey, Mac, you see this here, man? Me and my dogs that kick some shit off, man. Everything's scared. Look at them standing up.
Yeah. So now I'm basically telling them, yo, if you're gonna be doing all this while you ain't doing nothing, he says, you think I want you to file a lawsuit on me? And I'm really thinking, nigga, I'm the rich one. You're the broke nigga. Like, what am I gonna sue you for? Like the fucking lint in your pocket?
Hey, yo, they want us to catch a lawsuit on that pussy boy.
Hey, that's a classic 6ix9ine thing. The gangsters say, yo, you see 6ix9ine, why you ain't doing it? Yo, I ain't trying to go to jail over this nigga. I ain't trying to catch a... Bro, I thought you was a gangster. Nah, bro. Nah, I ain't about to do nothing like that. This nigga said, nah, I ain't about to catch a lawsuit over this nigga. New York City, y'all looked bad last night. And by the way, I know this this is not the majority of New York City. Because I'm telling you, there's mad niggas from New York that get active. These niggas that came to this podcast were just throwing up signs and wanted to look tough. They probably love the fact that they're watching or listening to a California more gangster-esque podcast, but they was just in there just bullshit.
They talking about a lawsuit. My nigga talking about a lawsuit.
Exactly. Why is he talking? I'm not talking about a lawsuit. He is. How am I going to sue him? So basically, the dude was a fan. I'll tell you how it calms down. I think T-Rail just goes over there and throws up a sign with him, and as soon as he sees the sign, he gets giddy, like, all right. I'm going back to my seat. Runs back to his seat and sits there like a good bitch. Listens to the rest of the show. That's what I'm telling you, bro. Like, hey, not for nothing, good content. I'm gonna be honest with you, good content. Here's the thing, though. People dislike me so much, nobody's gonna be like, yo, a nigga tried to press him, axe to this ground. Not one. You know what they're gonna say? They pressed him. I thought a pressing was a nigga saying, yo, nigga, what's up with all that shit you talking about? Yo, my bad. I thought that was a pressing. But you know, I'm not in the tough guy Olympics. But again, I keep trying to tell you, I'm a man. You get what I mean? I think I look fine in this situation, and listen, if it was that situation again, I'd do everything I did then. Again, I think the gangsters just look weak. You can't have niggas. By the way, this is New York City. Everybody knows. Once you start telling niggas to suck dick, and I'll never tell niggas to suck my dick because I ain't no gay shit. So I tell niggas to suck dick. Nigga, it shouldn't be no more conversation, bro. Nigga, you had me on stage waiting. Y'all trying to huddle up. All right, cool. Walk with me. Let's go up there to talk to him. Like, nigga, what are you talking about?
This nigga Mac trying to see the look on his face. That nigga said zoom in some more. Man, that nigga need to off the rope. Do a big off the ropes on that nigga.
We got the hardest fan base on YouTube, nigga. We all bullshit.
Hey, definitely salute to back on Fig though. Hey, that's their crowd though. I'm not mad at it. And by the way, everything I'm saying is because, listen, if you consume the content these guys put out, you're probably gonna be like that. I'm just talking about the individuals in the crowd. Them niggas was just sitting there like goofies. Like, let's be honest, right?
If that's the toughest nigga y'all got, y'all gotta come together.
Man, this nigga.
Yo.
Okay. So that's the video. And I was like, basically, that's the toughest. Like, again, obviously, you know, they want a different result. Didn't get it. The interesting part, which you know, I can find it. Shit, my bad. How can I find this shit? Is it this? Okay. Now, I seen this video right here. Now, to be very clear, I don't know who this nigga is. All right. And that's not even me sneak dissing, but I don't know who he is. I've never seen him on no jumper, so I don't really know who he is. But apparently a guy who claims to be in, I guess he's like one of the other ancillary groups to like Back on Fig and Community. He had this to say about it.
You know, that's why I'll be getting smacked, be yelling this TD, got TD on the side of his neck, and he swear he like, you know, he love Act and all the shit and everything. And Act cool, no diss, no whatever, but it's fuck him. It's, you know, he go get a Stone Cold Stunner. Stone Cold Stunner will be administered. You know, DF out there performing that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He the one sent the niggas that Act. Yeah, Apollo wasn't feeling that, nigga. Yeah.
Is there a rapper named Apollo? There was 2 dudes that performed. I think they were TDE. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I think I was sent to AD. I said, who are these guys? Because the crowd was like, we want something. Like, and a rapper just came up. He was just like, yo. And I ain't gonna lie, the people were vibing. So I'm like, I don't know this guy. Who's this guy? But like, I'm like, damn, they're really in tune with West Coast rappers. Clearly the guy was still probably coming up. I don't know. Is there a rapper named Apollo? Oh, Apollo is a podcast. Okay. Oh, this guy's TDE too. I didn't even know Smack was TDE. You know what Adam texted me? Yo, Adam ain't shit. Adam said, yo, Act, didn't I tell you these niggas was gonna line you up, nigga? I ain't gonna lie. First of all, I didn't know everybody over there was like TDE. I didn't know. So, okay, so Apollo is this guy's podcast. And his name is Keem, not like Baby Keem, right? But Keem from TDE. So he's saying that another rapper, I guess a rapper that maybe I saw perform, because they performed in front of me. They performed with my mic, because I gave them, because that was the only wireless mic.
Had to holler at a couple of our extended family members. Stunner. Stone Cold Stunner will be administered. You know, DF out there performing that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? He the one sent the niggas that Act.
Okay. I'm gonna hope this ain't true. You know what I mean? That's just, you can't invite a nigga to your shit. That's like some Diddy shit. Invite a nigga to backdoor him. You get what I mean? But nevertheless, if this is what Mr. TDE was talking about, this guy here, y'all looked horrible. Y'all the gangsters having shouting matches with me. We could have done this online. We could get on Zoom. You want to shout at me too? I shout at you too. We could get online on Zoom. Oh yeah, we sent the niggas at him. You sent the niggas to shout. Really? Well, I will say though, to this little nutface right here, even if that was your objective, number one, that's retarded. Because I would probably say, let me give a very cold reminder. Mr. Bum, you right here, okay? You're doing podcast. And just like what I told Adam back in the day, I told him, I said, listen, you're not going to do well in this game if you think you're going to bully people, jump people, set people up, beat people up. That doesn't work. You got to win people by doing great content. So when you're getting on here thinking you're getting brownie points for saying, yeah, we the niggas who set them up at our own show. Riddle me this, dummy. How many more people, nigga, I'm like the most lit personality. How many more people you think willingly is gonna run to y'all shit if y'all are known to backdoor your own guest? This guy's retarded. Brother, I don't care if you're with TDE or EDT. You sent a bunch of niggas to shout. You're over here, the Stone Cold Stunner shit. You're living in like some NFT virtual world, brother. Okay? You had the civilians talking gangster to your gangster friends. That didn't sound too good. And everything was okay. The point of the matter is this, brother. A lot of you brothers, and I'm gonna give you some game real quick because you know, if you have some TD axe to grind, my kid, my guy, and I'm gonna call you kid because you sound like a kid. Kid, if you got a little TD axe to grind, keep that out the podcast. Because you see the people who you're associated with, and you're clearly not lit enough because I don't know who you are. You just look like a motherfucking thumb with light eyebrows. If you want to do the gangster game, you should keep it out of podcasting because that's what get people blackballed from podcasting. That's what get people, you saw these corporate people that do business that I know, that's why when I understand when AD and T-Rel is trying to keep it cool with Adam because they don't want to be seen as belligerent, ignorant hood Negroes. This is where a dumbass nigga like you fucks it up. You could have whatever you have up for me over Scissor, TDE, or whatever the case is. You should probably not bring that to the podcast arena. Because let me tell you the ramifications of that. Had one of your little bum ass niggas rush that stage, and y'all probably would have thought it's the pack out time. Well, good luck with that. We would have saw what would happen. But second of all, that venue would definitely never work with y'all again. Not only that venue, I just went through it with Charleston White. Live Nation would be like, oh, we can't be booking these niggas at these venues. All they doing is gangster shit, and they're fighting on stage. So my boy, as you sit there in that little 6x6 room, trying to figure out how to get a goddamn dollar by fucking sucking up to TDE Punch and the rest of them and Scissor, learn life, little nigga. That gangsterism shit is what's gonna keep y'all from the bag. When a nigga like me said I'm up 30 million, nigga, is not talking just to be cute. I'm talking because I did it. I talking because I invented a lot of shit that y'all should now be benefiting from. Don't be stupid. It's not about me. I handle that situation fine. I was outside with the gangsters in a gangster room, and there was no running. I'm cool. I think that looked fine for me. But the next time you want to get on camera and admit such dumbassery, headassery, coonery, buffoonery, remember what you're sitting on camera doing. You're trying to stream. You're trying to podcast. You ain't selling packs in the streets, nigga. And you ain't killing and robbing. Maybe you are. And if maybe that's your talent, because I didn't know you from this. Word to the wise. Even if your man's was behind it, don't say it on camera. Even if your man's was behind it, and you think you got a little win, like, yeah, someone challenged the act. Keep it to yourself. Not for me, but for the business y'all have going ahead. That's it. You got to think about the bigger game sometimes. You got to think about the bigger game. Put it like this, and I'm giving you a tip. If you feel so passionate about me, there'll be many places you're going to be able to see me. Don't do it at your own fucking show. It's a crash out type of thing. But listen, you can't keep giving advice to people who seemingly, you know, it's a reason why this guy's reasonably and relatively unknown. Nigga, you're not even the most famous Keem in TDE. The baby one is more popular than you. Actually, he's not even in TDE. The guy who, Kendrick, who left to make PG Lang, the baby Keem is more famous than the TDE Keem. So, brother, again, respectfully, man, just be aware of the business you're in. And again, I had a good night. I think the Back on Fig guys, Fig Community, I know Duno had a good time up there. Even the guys I was arguing with, I think they had a good time as well. But please, you know what I mean? I know y'all used to get on camera and admit y'all crimes and admit y'all sins, but please don't fuck up your business trying to get some little cool points. Okay? Next time, keep that to yourself. But who am I to tell the gangster niggas to not self-snitch on themselves? Ain't that ironic? Hey, bro, don't get on camera and snitch on yourself that you tried to line up your guest and you tried to do some shit. we'll move on from that one. With all that being said, yo, Terrell, amazing show. 80, amazing show. Pun, you a funny motherfucker. Amazing show. Listen, I love your instigation no matter what. Because let me tell you this, I'm a content guy. I like things like that. I like talking shit to people, and I talk shit to you afterwards and dap you up. It's cool. You can talk shit to me too. It's fine. We're making great content. Okay. All right. At the end of this, let me see. I think, damn, it's almost 4. We're not done yet. I feel like we have one more topic. There got to be one more topic. Because I'm feeling good. I think it's the coffee I drank earlier. It's the coffee I drank earlier, man. Spam some shit for me to talk about. Oh, yeah. You want me to do some YSL shit real quick? I didn't finish playing this. Yo, what the fuck? Is this nigga LL on the juice? Nigga, how's this nigga at 60 with like an 8-pack, bro? Nah, this nigga on the juice, bro. Yeah, he definitely on the juice. All right. Okay, so, and salute to my guy Michael Seiden, right? Oh yeah, salute to my guy Michael Seiden, Law and Crime. Salute to my man Michael Seiden. Let's see. Can I find this here? Okay. Give me a second. Is it this? Is it this? Okay, here we go.
Of this case or any?
Okay, he told me a timestamp. So pretty much he's gonna do an explanation of so this is what I'm hearing from the people who's like really tapped in. They said this guy on the stand is gonna be the guy, one of the integral guy who helps to send Young Thug to jail. They're saying this guy is savvy. They're saying he's a former cop, but he knows beyond the bullshit. And they're saying that a lot of what he was saying was even getting Thug's lawyer upset because he really is on his game. So they told me to play it from here. So let's hear what he's breaking down from here. No, what I mean, send him to jail, like send him to prison, like that Thug could be found guilty. So this is like one of the key witnesses that's going to explain why all these acts of violence or this beef between Nut and YSL or Nut and Young Thug was really a gang thing and why it fills into the RICO and why Thug should actually be found guilty. Here we go.
When you are hired on civil cases, is it?
Oh, I think he's talking about the So he even went back to talk about the Wayne shooting. So this is the Wayne Torba shooting. Listen to this.
On a hourly fee, or how does that work?
A retainer.
Just a set fee for the entire case?
It depends on the amount of work I have to do. The starting retainer is just like you guys. Depending on how it starts, if I have to do extra work or may have to travel or something, all of that will be billed to whoever hired me.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad. I didn't read some of the donations. Sorry. I'm always like fucking up with that. Okay. Sleepy Fire Kicks, thank you for the 50. I'm also Counselor at Large, thank you for 5. He says the freak off Rico. Crazy. Diddy, an account named Diddy sends in 5 and says, yo, I'm paying you a visit soon, Livingston. Oh, shit. Yo, if Diddy called me by my real name, I ain't gonna lie, I might piss myself. WOYGX1010, thank you for the 5 and say, yo, I've been watching since I was 14, since the late night creep days. If you were 23 again, what advice and plan would you give yourself to succeed? At 23, I think I was doing the good things at 23. I would probably say, I'd say like 21. And the only reason, so I was chasing this goal that I'm living like this reality and dream now. Thank God. But I was chasing it at 23, and I was working really hard. So it's like I have no thing I would say that I wish I could redo at 23. But at 21, I'll definitely say I wish I would have realized that chasing women was such a time waster, because the moment I got to hear, all the women wanted to come. Do you get what I'm saying? So like I spent a lot of time trying to, like, you know, just as a kid going into a young adult, like, yo, figuring out, like, you know, how to spit game to chicks, or like, you do just in college, you're trying to juggle like a couple of chicks or whatever. And it was so time consuming. And I wish I had realized, like, yo, number one, yo, the quicker you get to success, like I've always said, I always wish I started on my goal to get here, even though I got there pretty early. I just wish I got there earlier, because everything else that distracted me came back once I got there. So, you know what I mean? That's what I would probably say to myself at an early age. You know what I mean? Just kind of stay focused. Also realize, and actually I'll say this about you at 23. Just remember, 23, if you actually are working towards something good, will not be the peak of your life. I used to believe after my 20s, it's all downhill from here. And I actually have changed that opinion, because I'm in just a completely different place currently. And this is where I'm looking, I'm like, I feel like I'm about to hit my peak. And that peak is going to come with just so much more happiness in terms of, you know, family, things I could do, you know, freedom. That's what I would say. Like, I remember thinking, there was a time I foolishly thought 19 was like just the best time in life. And it's because I was just absent of mind of like responsibilities and bills. I didn't have to pay no bills at that time. But in reality, that's not the peak of your life. There's a lot of people who think the peak of their life is contained within youth, rather than containing within accomplishing things and getting to certain places. You know what I mean? Having a lifestyle that's easier and more, you know, relaxing, that should be the goal. Because again, your 20s and 30s, obviously if you're 21, like somebody who's 33 is like old as shit to you. But if you spend your 20s partying all day, you're gonna be in your 30s like a bum. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, what else? Cult of Masculinity say he's affiliated with BOF and TDE. Watch the Flacco breakdown and expose it all. Okay, I didn't know. Hey, I don't even have, like, again, I'm just trying to tell these guys, yo, for podcast business, if you're trying to do the lineup, just don't do the lineup at your live show. Like, it's just stupid, bro. Like nobody does the lineup. Yo, it's like saying, yo, listen, like, imagine I didn't like somebody, right? And I'm gonna be like, yo, let me invite them to my show to have the shootout. You know? But regardless, whatever. I will say last thing on that too. You know, again, remember I used that 6ix9ine reference, is about just narratives that, you know, I have to accept that it's gonna exist no matter what I do, right? Like I could go out every night for the next year, they'll still say I'm not outside. What, you know what outside means to the people who are saying it? They want to see you knocked out on the pavement. They want to see you shot. They want to see you dead. That's when they'll be like, I told you when he finally came outside, something was going to happen. You're not outside until somebody does something to you, right? So you can't win. You get what I mean? So it's like, you know, you have to have that, you know, inner confidence and acknowledgement to say, okay, I'm not going to win the narratives battle, but I have to be okay with that. It comes with the territory. You know what I mean? Like, like I seen some people ignorantly comment, yeah, Ak finally realized he can't go in public with all that shit. Yeah, I understand. I've had 2 successful live shows that had nothing but love. In London, straight love. I'm telling you, the only place I got more love than London was Toronto. Straight love. Of course, those are my people, my tribe, chat niggas. You get what I mean? Of course, it was all love. But of course, the people who want to say, oh, this is Ak getting a reality check because he knowing that he can't come outside, they're not gonna look at him and be like, yo, damn, mad people loved him in London. Like, they're not gonna look at that. They're not gonna look at him and be like, damn, Ak had a show in Jersey, where literally he was brought to tears by just how much support he got, and everybody was there just giving him his flowers. Nobody's gonna say that. They're only gonna try to pick on this event, and they're gonna be like, yo, nah, we told that nigga this was gonna happen when you come outside. You damned if you do, damned if you don't. You just gotta be okay with it, and that's what I'm learning myself, okay? Bozo says, thank you for the tweet, he says, yo, T-Rail is a snake. No wonder Big 16 gave him the smoke. Who's Big 16? And why T-Rail's not a snake. I don't believe T-Rail's a snake. Nietzsche Beast, thank you for the tweet. He says, why are J. Cole and Drake not doing stadiums? Thank you for that comment. I'm gonna get to the Drake thing right after this, but let me play this guy, and I'm sorry I cut this topic to read the donations, but I had to. Let me play this guy right here. He's breaking down the bus shooting. Okay, he's breaking down the bus shooting with Lil Wayne and Young Thug and everybody.
Regarding my client in particular, I know that Mr. Stillwell, I know that you indicated on, I think it was Cross, that you had spoken to him in a custodial setting before regarding the murder of Tierra Jones.
Yes, he was a victim in that case.
Right. But he was in jail on
He wasn't in jail, he was in the hospital.
Okay.
When Tierra Jones was shot and killed, they were attempting to shoot your client. And when the vehicle flipped over, I think he had a fractured rib, and we interviewed him as well as his baby mother, Shakoya Duncan, at the hospital. And then subsequently, Detective Griffin with our homicide unit, who was the lead on the Tierra Jones murder case, interviewed him, and we assisted in that interview.
So you're referring to the interview that was captured on audio tape?
Correct.
Okay. Other than that interview at the hospital captured on audio tape, did you have any conversations in the community with Mr. Stillwell?
I think myself, and Marissa Viverito talked to him at his...
Okay, give me a second. I want to get to the shit. I don't want to waste your time. Here we go.
You didn't know is I have an undercover page. I basically follow him on my page.
Oh shit!
I
Hold
was
up.
years old. I think my first extra job was a TI video shoot, and Mr. Winfrey used to walk on his tippy toes, bouncing around. And the night of the Lil Wayne bus shooting, he actually came and gave me a hug. And because, how you doing? You good to see you? You all right? Yeah. And then as the night transpired, while pulling traffic, and once things started to break out, I also saw Walter Murphy, who I didn't know at the time, take a gun out of his waistband and put it on the tires of Mr. Williams' sister, Green Explorer. And when he put the gun on the tire, I took another individual and pushed him into Mr. Murphy, and Mr. Murphy took off running. Mr. Williams' sister basically said, why the hell is the police pointing the gun at me? And I showed her the gun that was in my possession. And then everyone started scattering. I then saw Quindarius Zachary, or Sick D, and I said, Mr. Zachary, you might want to go.
Chat, you notice how much detail, and his memory is very vivid, and he knows these guys by government name and street name, and he's basically saying, I'm in the mix, I'm dapping these niggas up. They're saying this guy is the nigga who gonna send Thugger to jail or to prison.
Go home. And he said, you don't know me. I said, the last four of your social is this, your date of birth is this, your mother is this. Do you want me to keep going? He said, I'm gone. Then as we started pulling traffic, another officer told me to stop traffic. So the white Camaro stopped the white Camaro. I wasn't jumping in front of a car. He hit the gas. As the car took off, we started getting reports from the security inside the club that stayed behind that the bus is being shot on 285. We were concerned with the two officers that escorted the bus on motorcycles. As we began to call them, they pulled back up at the location.
At the time that you got out of the way, I guess, or
got out the way for my own safety, yes.
Got out the way of the white Camaro? You were able to see who was in the white Camaro?
It was Jimmy Winfrey.
Okay. Just Jimmy Winfrey?
That I saw. And another officer indicated that he had a stick on the seat. A stick is slang for an assault rifle.
All right. Who was that officer?
Officer Finney.
All right. And I I understand that you were a fact witness in that case. I guess my question is, were you also involved in the Cobb County charging decisions in that case?
I was not. Cobb County, we knew that Cobb County didn't know what was going on. Once again, it goes back to if we didn't get involved in this case, Cobb County thinks it's just a bus being shot up, not knowing that the players involved are involved in this other investigation that's going on. What happened is, after we got off, the next morning, I watched TMZ like everybody else, and they said a white Corvette pulled up on the side of the bus and shot up the bus. And I said, wait a minute, a Corvette and a Camaro looks very similar. What Mr. Winfrey didn't know is I have an undercover page. I basically follow him on my page. I went and looked on his page, and he just got a brand new Z28 Camaro. I screenshotted it. I reached out to the Zone 2 commander and said, who's working the bus shooting? Because I thought...
Yeah, Thug going to prison. Thug going to prison. Then this nigga got his fake page popping. He chilling. Thug going to prison.
I've seen him do it.
Thug going to prison, bro.
I've seen him do it. Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came.
Yo, Thug gonna fall out to the knees when he realized the cop was following him on a fake page. Somebody said that ain't Thug though. You're not understanding what I'm saying. This guy's an expert witness. He's only testifying to one particular thing. He's qualified himself to be entered as a expert witness. By the way, he spoke earlier about the beef between Young Thug and Nut, Inglewood Mafia family, and the sex, money, murder, YSL guys. And he basically said Rich Homie Quan getting signed caused all of this, right? And he's saying Rich Homie Quan being in the middle of this caused tensions to rise and the guy to die. That's what he's going to testify in court too. So him being spot on here is doing a good job to get him qualified. He's going to go in court and say, yeah, Young Thug was doing shit to beef with these guys. It was based on music, but also there were gang ties in it. What is this? A gang RICO. Niggas is going to prison.
Thought it was on us. He said, well, it's on Cobb County. Put me in touch with the detective, Detective Racy. And that's how the relationship was formed.
Okay, but so once that relationship was formed, did you work alongside Detective Racy?
Oh, most definitely.
It's Racine, right?
Racy.
Racy, okay. I know how it's spelled, I just don't know how it's
Racine is in Wisconsin.
All right, so once you were involved with Detective Racy, were you involved in the charging decisions at that point?
No, we didn't. There are different jurisdictions. We can't dictate to them what to charge. All we did is assisted in identifying. I only knew Mr. Winfrey as Pee Wee or Roscoe. I didn't know his government name. And so when we got to work, my partner basically dug until she found his government name. And once she found his government name, we then found out that he was on probation, reached out to his probation officer. And she said, I'll call him in right now. And we met at the probation office when Mr. Winfrey showed up. And when Mr. Winfrey showed up and he looked and saw us we were in a rental car, a Chrysler 300. He looked and he said, oh, can I curse?
Yes.
He said, oh, fuck. Because he saw me and he knew that I was there and he knew that I knew what happened. And he immediately went in his pocket and took out $200 and slapped fives with me. And I looked at my hand and I said, what's this? I don't get down like that. And he said, man, I know I was tripping the other night. And at that point, I knew that he was going to jail because he just pretty much told on himself. And if you ever find my file, it's a file with $200 in an envelope in the back of it.
I don't believe I have any further questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Then
training.
Then there was
or
another
more.
moment.
Okay.
I think
Killing them. That fraternity.
Have roots in the blood gang?
Yes.
And with Mr. Thomas being, you said second or third in command, or did I miss that?
Yes, I did.
Was that, my question is, was that the entire time, or did that rise to power over?
I don't. That part I don't know.
How about we ask it the other way? On January 10th, 2015, was that his position?
Yes.
As far as you knew?
Yes.
Okay. And what type of crimes is IF gang committing?
Drug dealing, shootings, robbing, so forth. They basically had a stronghold on Summerhill, Old Fourth Ward, or anywhere where they operated. They pretty much had a stronghold on it.
And you said on your direct examination today to have you qualified, I believe, that IF gang and YSL, you identified them in your opinion as a criminal street gang.
Yes.
Were rivals.
Yes.
If I misstated that, I'm not trying to.
Yes.
Okay. What caused them to be rivals? If you know, and if you don't know, you got to say, I don't know.
I have a general idea of what caused them to be rivals.
And I also want to know the background of it.
In the summer of 2014, YSL, If Gang, and everyone was one big happy blood family. During that time, there became friction between those in those gangs, which started severing the ties. And some of it had something to do with the music, because Nut basically became smart. He learned that instead of just selling drugs, I could put money behind some of the artists and basically receive a percentage of what they make, okay? When that happened, he, with the power in which he already had from his street ties, he then started becoming a mover and shaker in the music world here in Atlanta and helping up and coming artists basically get on. And so in 2014, when...
Can I interrupt you a second? And
Go ahead.
I'm not trying to cut your train of thought. Is that through TIG?
Say that again?
Is that through TIG?
Record label? Yes, he had a close relationship with Fly, who basically is the owner of TIG record label.
Okay, and TIG is, this is not a game?
Think it's a game.
Think it's a game, thank you. Sorry, can continue. And if you don't remember where you were, I can...
And so in 2014...
Yo, you see, this is a dangerous nigga right here. You see, he laughing like, nah, nigga, I'm on my square. I'm on my square.
2014, the rift began not only between KC and his rival, Mr. Watts, as their own inner beef started to occur. There was other rumblings through Nut and Mr. Williams in reference to the signing of Rich Homie Quan.
Can I stop you a minute?
Go ahead.
Is KC with any, in your belief, any type of gang at that time? Is he affiliated with?
Yes.
Who is KC affiliated with?
YSL.
Okay, and we're talking about summer 2014.
Yes.
And how about Mr. Watts?
He's half brother to Mr. Thomas.
So is that to take it that he's with IF?
Yes.
I don't mean to presume. Okay. And is Mr. Watts also a high-ranking member like you denoted Mr. Thomas?
I would say yes. He's more of Mr. Watts.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this level of detail in this.
I felt that I moved on with my life. I don't live here.
The Honorable Prosecutor, it says on your State's Exhibit 2B.
Okay, all right. We'll leave it here. There's going to be much more analysis. Remember that the case hasn't, or the trial hasn't officially started. These are preliminary hearings and motions that are kind of worked out. They're going to figure out what evidences could be admitted. We know that 17 lyrics will be admitted into court. We do know that they're qualifying experts that will be able to take the stand, that both the prosecutor and also the defense attorneys will be able to, do direct and crosses on. And there's a few more things being figured out. Remember, there's about like 6 people on trial at this point, 6 or 7. It started out with like, I felt like it was 18 or maybe like 20 something. It's whittled down. A lot of people have got removed. A lot of people have gotten severed. A lot of people have taken pleas. And by the way, interestingly enough, there's another person who took a plea recently. This is crazy. A nigga took a plea who I didn't think was going to take a plea. Let me see if I can see. Okay, where can I find it? Right here. I think this.
Mr. Patton, guilty or not, affiliation with the through a marijuana or Smith, were also able to plead. Do you understand that you have only a limited right to appeal this guilty plea conviction? Do you understand that you have only 4 years from today's date for the felony charges to file a habeas corpus petition challenging the voluntariness of this guilty plea? Your Honor, had this case proceeded to trial, the state of Georgia would have proved beyond a reasonable doubt that in late 2012, within the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta, Georgia, that YSL, who claimed affiliation with the National Blood Gang, was formed. The founders of that organization were Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, also known as Slime, Walter Murphy, also known as DK, and Trontavious Stevens, also known as Tick or Slug.
So chat, I'm gonna tell you why this is interesting. Oh, what the fuck? Sorry, y'all. I'm gonna tell you why this is interesting. Watch this, chat. So this guy right here, right? You might not recognize his face, but he's finally taking a plea. As soon as they picked the jury, he said, I'm out of here. Remember this, judge shocked YSL plea. Remember there was a couple niggas who they were like, nah, they ain't taking a plea. Do you see one of those faces here? The guy who just took the plea down? Remember there was 2 niggas who was like, this guy on the left, I think he's still in the game. But the guy on the right, remember I told you he looked like he was worried the whole time?
She has not put that on record for the sentence provided. And that offer will also conclude today, Your Honor.
All right. See, so he said no. Then there was the other guy. Remember, he took the plea, this old guy here. And then there was this other guy. The judge
you got a lot to think about. See? So I'll give you a few more minutes to ponder that, because that is, when they file a recidivist notice, that they have basically, in poker terms, they called. Like, what do you want to do? So I'll let you think about that. You can let me.
He basically said no. Then this guy.
As provided on record, Your Honor. However, Mr. DIDDY would ask the court would hear a non-negotiated plea as to the indictment.
I would.
If that's the case, Judge, Mr. DIDDY would then ask if he does not agree with Your Honor's sentence, would the court allow him to withdraw the plea to trial?
I need to think about that for just a second, okay?
Understood.
Just give me a minute, okay? But yes, that's more than fine. Mr. B, you got the same same discussion I had with Mr. With Mr. Mender applies to you, but
yeah, you can see this eyes. He wanted to go home from here.
Let me just get back with you in just a second, okay? Mr. Stevens, where are you? All right.
Okay. So he didn't take a plea. This was 10 months ago. But looky here.
Mr. B.
My man has
What happens?
He has taken a plea now. I'll see what he got. He basically was sentenced to 5 to 10 years in prison. Oh, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison with 10 years probation following his release. Oh, so I think he was locked up for a while though. So he's gonna get out soon. But he pretty much ducked trial, which would probably have gotten him most likely 15 to 20 if he gets found guilty. You get what I mean? So he took the 5 and took the probation and just kind of dipped out of there. Remember the person who allegedly they're not giving no pleas to? is the one they know as the guy who be in the shadows, King Slime. So they're not giving this nigga no type of please. Let me see if it show. Where's the guy? Yeah, there you go. Don't lie, man. Thug be looking like Sexy Red more and more every day. Damn. All right. Cool. What did I say I was gonna get to right after that? I said I was gonna get to something right after that. Okay. J. Cole and Drake. We're gonna touch on that in a second. I gotta do some church announcements, people. Got to do some church announcements. First and foremost, I don't know if any of you guys live in the New Jersey area. I'm going back to my hometown, the town that I went to high school. I'm going back there tomorrow, actually, to do a turkey giveaway. And yeah, you know, through all the BS, you know, I'm happy to be in the position I'm in. I'm pretty fortunate. And we will be doing a Thanksgiving turkey drive. So it's for the alumni of Hackensack High School. I went to Hackensack High School. I'll be doing it at the local church. The church I actually went to Mount Olive Baptist Church. And ironically, you know, not to dox my old self, but I used to live 2 blocks. This is where, like, the first place I moved to in America. I lived 2 blocks from where I'm gonna be giving away these turkeys at. And yeah, you know, it's just a season of giving. And you know, I've always just watched people who have accomplished their dreams and got to certain places give back themselves, and I've always wanted to give back myself. You know, I either wanted to do it at my high school, but also I know my college town, I wanted to do it there too. I'm trying to do this particular give back at, you know, in my local hometown of where I went to high school at. But I'm probably gonna do like a Christmas giveaway, like maybe some gifts or something like that, or some book bags or whatever. I'm gonna do that in my college town, like in December. But you know, again, if you guys haven't realized, more and more, I'm trying to make sure that we have a presence, like not only quote unquote outside, but really in the community, because these are the places that help me become who I am. So, you know, as much as I could give back, definitely I'm trying to. Okay, so yeah, I'm doing that, and I do have real quick. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do. Now, salute to my man, salute to Rumble. I do have an ad to read, so I apologize in advance. By the way, I'll give my disclaimer before I start this ad read or whatever. If you guys have a gambling problem, please, you know, do not gamble. Technically, this isn't gambling. It's actually fantasy sports. But I do want to warn people against anything that could be addictive. And sometimes, you know, placing any type of thing of the sort could be addictive. So I just want to give that warning. Anyway, what the fuck do I gotta read? Okay, yeah. What do I want to say? Okay, pretty much. Okay, I'm not reading that. That's too corny. Yeah, no, yo. In a sense, I've been playing. I'm not gonna log in now, but it's Underdog Fantasy. I've been playing like fantasy sports on here, where basically it's kind of like simple. It's kind of like draft a team and just kind of play with it for the day. Again, this is a sponsorship, so I definitely want to let y'all know. There's like an incentive where I have like a promo code where if you guys do play fantasy sports, and I'm really only talking to people who do play fantasy sports, you can use the promo code Akademiks, and they'll like double your deposit up to like $500 or something like that. Okay. Again, if you're playing daily fantasy, I would definitely recommend using Underdog Fantasy. It's pretty simple. It's like you're predicting if somebody's gonna score over 30. Like for example, like LeBron James. How much is the average these days? They'll literally just have like, yo, will LeBron score over 30 or under 30? And if you're pretty good at knowing sports or knowing what's gonna happen on a fantasy level, it's kind of like fantasy points, right? So if you could predict accurately in what range of fantasy points will exist, you'll probably win. Okay. If you guys play on any other site, I would probably say just check the site out. It's pretty much kind of the same, but it kind of gives you certain benefits. Just use code Akademiks, and I think there's a way you could like win 20 times your money, which I think is dope. But you guys check it out. I know I use it for NBA and football, but I will say this though, football I've been winning a lot. Like not just on this. I got a fantasy team. I got something named Tyreek Hill. That name been going crazy. So I don't know. All right. Anyway, just check that out. That wasn't that hard, right? Cool. All right. Let's get to my boy Drake. The church announcement is done. It's pretty simple. So Drake has announced like this odd tour, which, by the way, I'm gonna be honest with you, for a guy who said he was taking a break, he's definitely not taking a break, right? Drake announced this tour, and also, chat, please be aware and take note. I have probably only drank 2 cups of liquor this whole stream, and it's 4:30 a.m. on the East Coast, and I'm up. Like, I thought I was gonna be tired. Well, I drank 1 cup of coffee and 2 cups of liquor. Usually, the more liquor I drink, the more tired I get over time, and we're rocking at 4:30. Okay. Bet. So Drake announced, let me just go to his page. He announced a tour, which he said he was taking a break, but he's not taking a break. But he announced a It's a Blur tour, like almost like a deluxe version, just like how he announced the deluxe version of the album, right? So it's called It's a Blur Tour, big as the what? And it's with J. Cole and Drake. And there is a, let me see. How can I find the dates? So find the dates. Let me go to Drake tour dates. Let me see if we can find it. So here it goes. So they're doing, it's gonna start in January and they're going till March, which pretty much, if Drake was gonna take a break, each of these are about 3 days apart. So he's gonna have a hectic like first 3 months. First quarter of the year, he's still touring. Starts on Thursday, January 18th. He's doing Denver, Colorado twice, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, New Orleans, Tampa, Nashville twice, Louisiana, Pittsburgh, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, Buffalo, New York, Kansas City, Missouri, Memphis, Tennessee, Lexington, Kentucky, Belmont Park, New York, State College, Pennsylvania, Sunrise, Florida, and Birmingham, Alabama. Okay, the majority of these will be with J. Cole. There are, I believe, 4 dates, which is at the end of the tour, that will not have J. Cole on it. Now, some people might be saying, why? And then why these events? According to what J. Cole's manager said, I think his name's Ibrahim, salute to him on Twitter. Like, he actually says a lot of dope, insightful shit. He probably don't like me because I definitely be going to Cole. All in good fun, though. It's all good. He said that this tour, the reason why he's going to certain of these places, you realize it goes to Pennsylvania, but not to Philly, right? You realize it goes to Denver, but it doesn't go all the way to California. You get what I mean? Or it doesn't go to California. It doesn't go to Los Angeles, right? Apparently, these are secondary markets that usually people don't go to, and he wanted to make sure he blessed these markets. So Drake wanted to go check out these markets with J. Cole, and according to the explanation, you know, if you don't know how J. Cole kind of came up, he came up really grinding the touring scene, and he would go perform everywhere. So they're saying that these are the places that kind of helped them become these huge stars, and now they're these huge stars, they want to go back and touch these venues, right? So rather than just come to New York City and do 8 times at the Barclays, they want to go to Buffalo, right? They want to go to, you know, where else? Belmont Park. I don't even know where that is, right? Lexington, Kentucky. So these are not mainstream locations. I mean, I would think Memphis, Tennessee is, but it is what it is. But I think that would be cool. Has Drake and J. Cole done a tour before? By the way, also interestingly enough, because this was just revealed, Drake's tour actually broke the record for tour by a rapper. It says Drake It's a Blur tour becomes the highest grossing tour by a rapper in history with 129 million 0.7 in 30 out of 72. What is this? 30, 72? What is this? I don't know what this means. But anyway, it beat Kendrick Lamar, the Big Steppers tour. Now, this is also, let me see if I can find a comparison. Give me 1 second. Okay, here we go. Now, I am gonna, I'm gonna levy a little bit of criticism. Not criticism, really. Okay. Fuck. Give me 1 second, people. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Okay. Now, I want to put this in perspective. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think rap is just a thing that doesn't do well. I'm going to just keep it real with you. So if Drake has broke this record, and I felt like Drake was on tour for a long time. He did 129.7 million. Right? Let's compare it. Beyonce's tour, in a month, Beyonce's tour did 127 million. In a 1 month. 127 million. This is why, I think we keep asking, why don't Drake do stadiums? I don't think rap is really meant for stadiums. I really don't think even Drake's, like, if you go to Drake's tour, which, by the way, I love the tour, the production value is not a stadium tour. It's an arena tour. Like, Beyonce got like a whole fucking production, backup dancer. It's like a whole fucking show. Even Burna Boy, like their show is like a whole bunch of, like, Drake is just on the stage just kind of freestyling and shit. I ain't gonna hold you. Now, granted, like, he got hits on top of hits, but like, bro, this is like different type of shit. Also, put this in perspective. And that's what I'm saying about rap. Bad Bunny in 2022 earned $435 million from his tour. So we over here like, oh, Hercules. Like, yo, Drake broke the record. Yeah, Drake broke the record for 130. Beyonce did that in a month, and Bad Bunny did 4 times that in a year. Come on. I'm just trying to tell y'all, bro. Like, it is what it is. And granted, Drake went to the Barclays like 9 times. You get what I mean? What Taylor Swift do? Shit, Taylor Swift probably on some disgusting shit right now. Let's see if we can find Taylor Swift. Okay. Oh yeah. According to the reports, they say when Taylor Swift's tour is done, it could probably gross 1.5 billion. So she's gonna be 3 times Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is in the range of Beyonce, and both of those are like triple Drake. Like, just to put in perspective, Drake's my guy, but we gotta be honest. I know everybody can say, why Drake don't do this? Like, again, Drake is performing mostly rap hits. Like, I don't even know what the fuck this woman performs. Like, I don't know why people love her that much, but it is what it is. There's levels to this shit, people. Okay, she's doing 1.5 billion. Drake did 130 million. Okay, now granted, you could probably say, well, Drake's tour didn't do as many. Like, they're touring for the whole year. Like, Drake didn't tour for the whole year, and also they're going overseas. Drake didn't go overseas, but we can't use that as an excuse. Like, Drake limited himself. Like, would you want to, if you could make a 1.5 billion, go make 1.5 billion. We just got to call the numbers what it is, right? Drake made 130. Kendrick did like 110? Kendrick did 110. Drake does 130. Bad Bunny does 430. Beyonce is probably, I think Beyonce's like, how much did Beyonce do? Let me see. Beyonce. I think her tour is still going on, so that's why it's kind of hard to say that. Let me see. Trying to see if I can pull up her numbers. In July, she did 11 shows. Yo, this is stupid right here. Look, Drake's entire tour. Think about this, chat. Drake's entire tour. Look, I just want to put it in perspective one more time. I'm not hating. This is my boy. Drizzy is my guy. Everybody knows this, right? Look. Drake's entire tour does 129. Look at this stupid shit right here. Beyonce earned the biggest 1 month gross in Billboard box score history with the Renaissance World Tour. She made $127 million in just July. 11 shows. Just 11 shows. Just 11 shows. She got pretty much Drake's whole tour. She made about the equal amount of money in 1 month than Drake made for the, like, again. Am I reading it wrong? Somebody say I can't read. Somebody saying 30 shows. All right, well, cool. So Drake did 30 shows. Drake did 30 shows. Or, well, actually, how long was the tour? What the fuck is 30/72? I don't get what that means. 30 out of 72? All right, I don't give a fuck what it means, nigga. The point is this, man. Beyonce earned more money, or damn near the same money for 11 shows than Drake earned in 30. And prior to that, I think Bad Bunny had that. Bad Bunny month. Gross. Let me see. Beyonce broke Bad. Oh yeah. So yeah, Bad Bunny made $123 million in a month too. And some nigga named Harry Styles went crazy. Look, Bad Bunny did 11 shows as well. So I don't know why Drake don't do goddamn arenas. It seems pretty easier to me. If you could sell, this thing sold 500,000 tickets in 11 shows. Drake is doing 30 shows just to equal that same amount of money. I don't know, nigga. The top three, if you ask me, is Beyonce, Bad Bunny, and the unapologetic GOAT, Taylor Swift. So I say I don't know how Harry Styles. I listen to that nigga's music. The fuck? So I said Drake tied Kendrick. Yo, here's the thing though. Why are we comparing Drake to Kendrick, my nigga? Bro, you know I compare Drake to Bad Bunny, right? Like, I don't compare him to Kendrick at all. I compare him to Bad Bunny just like I compare Beyonce to Bad Bunny. Like I compare Taylor Swift to Bad Bunny and Beyonce and Drake. They're in like another level of themselves. Y'all keep comparing this nigga to like Kendrick, bro. So I said, bro, the article says hip hop. Nigga, we don't, nigga. Drake been rapping that he's a pop star, nigga. I'm not even finna compare him versus hip hop niggas. I'm comparing him versus the pop stars. I'm sorry. Oh, The Weeknd's up there too. Has The Weeknd gone on some crazy tour? I think The Weeknd did it for, was it last year? I don't know, whatever. Anyway. Okay, so now people are coming back in. They say, yo, these are some motherfucking, he said, these are bars for Joe. That's what people are telling me. I'm going to post it to my Instagram. I'll just ask who Drake shooting at. But apparently these are for Joe Budden. Check this out. Check this out. They said this is for Joe. He said, imagine us getting our validation from an ex-musician searching for recognition. Same story every time. They heckle in repetition. I'm on top of the mountain. These niggas still down at base camp. They plan their expedition. Y'all the type to catch a charge and head to the deposition and act like the rapper named after the sex position. Oh, he did 6ix9ine too. No way. Yo, he did 6ix9ine. Nah, he definitely did 6ix9ine. Act like the rapper named after the sex position. That's 6ix9ine. Shit. Okay, let me see who else. A Rap Vision, he say, yo, Ike, you better stop. Big Red don't like that. Sexy Red don't like me compared to Jeffrey. Jess, hey, how are you, girl? She says, hey, Ak, my white boss is suddenly treating me cold, sad, and rude. I'm sad, treating me cold, sad, and rude. I was praised during the meeting and immediately changed the topic. Diddy save me. Oh, you got a hater on your hands. You could always tell a hater when they don't like nobody giving you credit, or when people give you credit, they either try to change the subject, try to act like it wasn't that big of a deal, or they try to switch the conversation to something else you did bad. They want to do the but, right? Like, yeah, yo, congrats on this, but you know, you still ain't do these things right. Yeah, you got a hate on your hand. Try to stay away from that motherfucker, man. When you deal with somebody who's a boss like that, you know, unfortunately, like most places have just cliques of people who, you know, the boss always has a favorite, right? They have that one employee who got a little bit more privilege than everybody else. Yo, if I'm you, stay out the way. Don't engage in work or like work drama or nothing like that, because when they already have it out for you, they want reasons that they're hoping that you're going to provide that they could try to fuck you up at that job. But I'm sorry you're going through that. R5 Ryan, you said that like in the UK. Yeah, I liked it. I said the food was like healthy as fuck, at least compared to the United States, but you know what I mean? I liked it. So I said he's the SVP of engineering. Oh man, you really got one of them on your head now. Listen, stay out the way, keep your head down, keep working. Also, do not engage in any workplace gossip. I'm telling you. They'll use that to try to gaslight other people to make it that you're the problem. You know what I mean? Somebody said Diddy was trying to invite Act to the boom room after the after party. Oh man, why you do that? Somebody says, yo, did you see 50 Cent numbers? I think he made $1 million from 2 nights in New York. I ain't gonna lie to you, 50 Cent tour is doing amazing, dog. Like 50's tour is going crazy. Like, I'm actually really surprised how well it's going, which kind of shows that, yo, these reunion tours are really in big demand. Look. Damn, look at all the people that's there. Even after 50 Cent like threw his mic in somebody's face, they're rocking with him. Nah, he's lit.
Hi 50, you're my favorite artist. I can't wait to see you on stage.
Welcome to the 50 Cent.
Damn, I'm kind of surprised he has certainly young fans, ain't it?
Talk of New York, Tony Hill. We in Birmingham. This is part 2. You know?
Yo, Tony Hill, glad they on tour, man. That nigga ain't do a Vlad interview since, man. That nigga's like, yo, when I'm back to Queens, I'll come do an interview with you, Vlad. But right now, I'm getting this money with 50. You know what I used to hear that was so crazy? Like 50 used to give these niggas like $100,000 to be his hype man. That's crazy. Imagine just being 50's hype man and be getting $100,000 for a show.
Of a passport.
Final lap tour vibes. What?
Wait, he brought Uncle Murder? Yo, if Uncle Murder stay on this tour, this nigga might not even make a yearly wrap-up type shit.
Oh, it's easy to see when you look